And I say I don't care. I care because I think it's going to be a great series, and these teams have shown them throughout this tournament make such great plays at this might.
Additional bans. Wyvern in the pool, by the way, which is a great stuff. Do you think about the fact that it's a best of 5 or best of 3? Is that at all in your head?
Of course not.
I think so. We just play some Dota. Liner for sure.
And it's really nice to combine a high reach core like Storm with another support that can get right on top of an enemy.
Character was actually Love in that movie.
Yep.
So you're a dumbass.
And the troll. The trolls.
And the troll was also quite strong.
We did get trolled.
Earth Spirit. Nice silence against Weaver.
Frontliner for sure.
And it's really nice to combine a high reach core like Storm with another support.
More Spirit, Nerf Spirit. Just pick up the brothers.
That's true. And brotherly combinations do work quite well in Dota.
No,
that's why you still have a team. Oh, wait.
Well, yes. I remember.
Let's take it easy here. And we'll have a real lore fight on our hands. That'd be dope.
I don't think you can pick Ember into the damage output of the Navi lineup right now. You get crushed by a Storm in lane with Drow.
That is true.
Drow in 2018, though, in laning phase, 2 damage.
That's true.
All right. So what do we need? A mid laner for Tigers? Let's see. Could it be? Is this the one?
The one what?
Zeus! How does Storm Spirit get anybody with a NIMBY on their head? How does Enigma get an Ags with a NIMBY on his head? How does anything happen? Meepo! What in God's name? The first Meepo of the tournament, and it's in the grand finals at the Tigers. Rounding out their draft, and the question is, gentlemen, you like that? You hate it? You like it?
It is a hard counter to Storm. Kind of goes both ways against Enigma. The Meepo has to snowball really hard to win this game. If you're Navi, you want to extend the laning phase and try and just ensure you don't feed the Meepo, kill towers early, and take over map control. If Meepo snowballs super hard, he can carry by himself, but it's going to be tough.
Navi or Tigers?
I have to go first?
Yeah, you're in the corner.
It's an obvious one, honestly.
I'm going to go with Navi, because beating Meepo is very easy. Just ask me. The expert.
Go for it,
He is wrong, because Navi's lineup would suck.
Wow.
You pick a draw and you don't have any draw heroes? What is this? That's going to be awful. It's going to be Tigers. Easy.
What do you think, Jake?
Meepo sucks, but, however, you don't pick a drow. See you later. I'm going with Tigers.
I'm going for Navi because Blizzy's Enigma has done it before. I think he's going to do it again. But it's not up to us. Thank God. Let's find out what's going to happen in the first game with Odie, Pixel, and Fog.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Navi versus Tigers here in the grand final of the Corsair Dream League Season 10. Both teams playing off in this best of 5 to have a shot at that top spot here at the championship and that ticket to the major in just over a week's time. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Fog, and boy, what a way to start the grand finals. We're getting a Meepo.
We've got Meepo. Yep. And not only just a Meepo, we've got Pangolier too. Moon Meander displayed one of the best Pangolier performances that I've seen. Period. He did not die in that game at all. No. And his itemization was excellent. I loved how he went this like support like utility build.
It was, and what he does, and one of the smart things, you get the basher.
Too.
Well, the fact that it's the counter to sort of the BKB Enigma. You get the basher, you get the swashbuckle, bam. How is he ever going to cast it? You can't itemize against that.
But what if he bashes one of the things in front of it?
Well, he's got to find the angle. I'm expecting.
It can be a cool thing.
He's a smart man. He knows his trigonometry or whatever the mathematic term is to do with angles and stuff. Pythagoras, he's got it.
I'm a big fan of like the blink Yules in particular versus the Enigma, because you blink on top of the Enigma with your ulti, you Yules, and Enigma, you need to, like, someone has to force staff him, or he has to get the BKB off, because otherwise you just get chain stunned by that Pangolier, which could end up happening. But we have to get to that point too, because there's a Meepo. This hero can run away with games incredibly fast, and Owen, as a Meepo expert, how do you feel?
In terms of the Meepo game, it's pretty damn good.
It's a pretty good Meepo.
I feel it's pretty damn good Meepo game.
He can do incredibly well in the lane. I think he can really like crush a Storm as soon as he gets those levels built up, and he can even just jungle. He can outpace, and we're going to see the double Wraithband build. That was a build that was popularized quite early on.
But there's some things that are annoying. You sort of look at the AOE. The Gusts kind of sucks to play against. The Earth Spirit, if he's on point with the control, and Enigma, sort of throwing down a Midnight Pulse. If your micro's not up to par, you're suddenly sort of going to be stuck in this awkward area where all your Meepos are slowly dying. But that's the trick. You see, they're slowly dying. You look at this lineup in Navi. There's nothing that's going to go kablam and just delete a Meepo. You know what I mean? Just nothing is going to splat a Meepo immediately. So if you can sort of buff up and get those stats built up, as we do expect with sort of the stacking of smaller items, Archie could have a pretty good time. But we'll see how much pressure's put on early, and hey, who knows? It's a Drow strat. They come out on top of the first 10 minutes, and Navi could start running away with the game in the first 20.
If Archie didn't get hit by that boulder, Seneko was rolling under tower there. That was a risky play there by the Earth Spirit. But look at this. We're already talking about emphasis on the Meepo. They're dual laning him, and they even tried to snipe his courier at the beginning.
I like it. So these first few levels, make sure the Meepo can't get that early CS. He's probably going to catch up, but you can certainly sort of control how long it's going to take him to catch up. You make sure that he doesn't get that easy lane at the start, because if he does so, he's going to constantly be ahead of the game, and against these heroes, be able to waltz into sort of any lane that he wishes and find the kill with a lot of good synergy, a lot of good setup around him, whether it be sort of a toss into position or other heroes initiating, buying time for the Meepo to walk up and find those kills.
Yeah. And they did this, I don't know if they had this exact same lane though, but they love having the Pango versus Enigma in the mid game, but also in the lane. Because now you've got these double nukes that you can apply to kill those Eidolons, and it's a mixture, right? It's a mixture of magical and physical, so those Eidolons, they have crazy magical resist, but your Swashbuckle is great versus that, and they have a CM on top. So you can spam out, kill those Eidolons. Even if he's going to be denying creeps, he's going to be losing Eidolons for sure in that lane.
We can see at the moment Snake able to pull the creeps right around between the tier 1 and tier 2 on their bottom lane, so they can have a safe place to sort of farm those and keep themselves away from the two of Tigers down there on the safe lane. The mid lane CS at the moment, 8 for 6 on Arjit compared to Magical on the 8 for 3, so very close. Obviously that a little bit of a help that Magical had at the start, helping them to keep that lane even. Top lane, Crystallized, struggling in farm. It's going to be a slow start for the Drow, not the easiest way to hit the creeps. And Tiny, he may not have a lot of last hits, but he's getting those denies, which is certainly going to help slow down the leveling of this Drow, make sure that early level 6 doesn't come at a crazy time to sort of enable the Storm Spirit in the mid and the Enigma down bottom. Mid lane, bit of a go, onto Magical, couple of poofs. Just making sure that Magical knows his place as Arjit, ready to step up and amp up the pressure with this Meepo as those early levels come flying in.
Yeah, and in usual Storm versus Meepo matchups, the Meepo is going to win, but now he has a CM or a 2. So it's like you can constantly get those poofs off always. Storm can still get last hits, but you're going to get out denied.
Now Moon, he may find some action here. Seneko does still have the ability to roll away. As Moon is chasing. Moon's going to have Swashbuckle back up in 5, but already the Sow starts to tick. Sure, it gets cancelled, but Seneko needed to pop it there. If he didn't, the Swashbuckle would have been enough. And at the same time, in the mid lane, Arjit sets up, gets the first blood onto Magical as the solo Meepo. Friendly tip comes out of Moon as he knows that this is Arjit off to the beautiful laning start. And this is the dream. You have a Meepo on your team. Sometimes you look towards that mid lane and you're like, oh my goodness, he's struggling. But Moon's looking towards his mid. He's seeing his Meepo get first blood. He knows Arjit. He's in the zone.
Yeah. I think No-Tail was one of the big ones that talked about it. People, when Queen of Pain was picked a lot and Meepo would be picked, it would be like, game's over immediately, because he's just like, the lane is like impossible to play and the mid game just gets super difficult. And Ajit, 17 and 10 already versus Magical, full mana as well. He's even going for triple Wraithband, not just the double Wraithband strat. And like you mentioned, the top lane, 9 denies on Tiny. Drow Ranger's animation, not the best, and he's versus 2 heroes that have great animations and high base damage between the Weaver and the Tiny. So already Tigers, this is 4 minutes in and they're a 2k advantage because of these lane setups, which are absolutely beautiful.
That's a scary start from Tigers. There's Navi. And this Drow lineup, they never sort of want to be playing from behind in these very early stages of the game.
Yeah. they at least have, of course they have the Blizzy Enigma. Oh, is this going to be a toss back?
Crystallize coming a little too far up the lane as he will accept his fate. No escape from there as another kill for Tigers.
Brutal start for Navi. They're really going to have to... A lot of pressure is going to be put onto Blizzy in particular, because the Magical is going to have a struggle time already, as we're seeing on the Storm Spirit. Drow Ranger is going to have a big struggle. And Earth Spirit, he isn't the big force that he was in the past, where he could just go lane to lane, try to get these kills. This hero actually relies a lot on how well your actual laning heroes are doing. And Navi, right now, it's definitely looking a bit rough.
Bit of an attempt here onto Moon, but Moon's forgot the backup. The two-man shield crash comes into play as 1437 sets it up with the slow. Tigers again getting the kills. 3 kills so far. Mid lane, Arjit being tickled a little bit by Magical, but no real threat from the Storm. And just level 5 against this Meepo. Not enough burst to sort of beat him down through the HP that he has on the two of them. Ooh, little attempts of cancelling the salve, but Chew with a sweet sidestep will keep that salve ticking.
I think the really advantageous thing also is, like, you look at Navi's lanes and they're very predictable. They can't actually vary at all. When you look at Tigers, they have a lot of ways that they could have switched it around, right? So, like, the laning advantage, Tigers had it set up from the draft.
Absolutely. They really did. They had a lot of fallbacks, a lot of ways to react to anything that Navi did in terms of their lane matchups.
They need this. They need this to go a bit better, as the tossback is already happening.
Now he's in a tricky position. Frostbitten. And without a hope in the world, Chew caught out this top lane, just getting absolutely smashed now. In fact, all lanes just looking to be a rough start for Navi. All cores finding the farm on Tigers lineup. Once again, top, Zephyr.
Another tossback.
Oh, and it's going to be another free kill. The Frostbite sets up for more money into the bank of the Wonder Kid, aka In Your Dream.
Magical's level 5. Our Meepo's probably level 8 already.
Oh, and they're diving in. Crystallized top. Crystallized does have Seneca by his side. Is there anything that he could do to help him? I don't think so. The Frostbite locking down yet another double kill for the Weaver, and they're not done yet. They're going to try for Seneca as well. They have the Avalanche. He's already thrown out the kick. Seneca will fall at 6.5 minutes in. It's a triple kill for Wonder Kid. 5k lead now for Tigers, as they have come into this best of 5 grand finals absolutely roaring.
Incredibly prepared too. This is so troublesome for Navi with the Drow lineup. You're losing all 3 lanes. Your supports are going to be extremely underleveled because of this. And the sides of Tiger, they're all enabled. They all have CM aura. They're all getting these early item timings. And panel mentioned, like Kyle said, they want to snowball with Meepo. This is one good setup. Yeah. Getting Magical involved as soon as he gets sick. Same thing with Blizzy. Getting themselves at least a kill on the board.
Yeah, it may be sort of the black hole used, but yeah, you hadn't got a kill on the team. It's huge, you know, even not necessarily so in terms of the numbers, but just to the feeling, you know. You're like, all right, guys, we can get this done. We can make things happen. It's not going to be easy. Navi, they can band together and make these sort of plays. It's going to be so tough though, because top lane Crystallize getting punished yet again. Still just level 4 on the Drow Ranger at 7.5 minutes in. Chew, he's got nowhere to run either. Just a level 3 Dazzle all on his lonesome. Same time down bottom, Moon gets in on top of the Enigma, and it just doesn't stop. Tigers relentless with their fury.
And Meepo's gonna have a Blink Dagger level 10 or almost. It's 8 minutes in. He can hunt the Storm Spirit, or he can hunt anybody on the map, really. The supports on the side of Navi are gonna be so limited. This one's looking real rough on.
It is. And sort of the worrying thing for Navi is, I don't think you can attribute it to say, oh, they managed to get a Meepo pick through the draft. This is, you know, sure, the Meepo, he's having a great time, but the other lanes as well. You know, this is much more than just a Meepo problem this game.
Blink Dagger already done. Time to hunt.
As Navi,
they're gonna have to set up.
They have to perfectly use their silences to sort of set up something huge.
I think they just have to sit behind people. They have to be prepared immediately for someone to get those. But Meepo's gonna kill them. He hits the 3 Meepos already with a Blink Dagger. Those poofs, it's gonna pretty much one-shot anybody this early in the game.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets on top of them. So they have to have people prepared. I think this Earth Spirit or Storm Spirit just have to pretty much be ready to take these fights whenever possible.
That's mid lane. playing it safe.
Gets the gust off.
Gust comes out and Arjit will be dissuaded from diving further for Crystallize. Crystallize is trying to find somewhere to find the solo XP tech, get him that level 6 online. Top, they've got the opening onto Zephyr. They're coming straight away, but he turns with the avalanche onto two of them. They're going to roll forward, looks to commit for the kill. Zephyr's going for the TP out, he makes it away.
And now Ajit's going to come in.
Oh, and he's going to look for the cleaner. Magical will TP out. Seneca will not be quite as fortunate. Chu does go for the self-grave and TP back to base to keep himself alive. But again, Tigers just getting these kills and not letting up any more to NAVI. Blizzy to see 1437 invading the jungle, but even as this offlane Enigma, he cannot alone kill the CM. As 1437 is able to walk away, Ajit keeps the pressure on onto the tier 1 tower. The CM now in trouble though. The rotation from Magical comes in as he TPs down towards the bottom.
But because he has to move around so much in the storm, he can't lane versus Meepo. Meepo level 11 claims his tower already.
I mean, he can't lane against many of these guys now. As far ahead as they are, Spoon. He'll roll out. In fact, he'll roll about. Maybe see if he can play around for Seneca long enough to get the kill. He needs a couple more bounces, but he's getting a little awkward with the angles. Still
Ajit's coming
able to create the distance, though, and indeed with Ajit jumping in, roots there onto Seneca. More guts and glory taken by Ajit.
And Tigers is relentless. So they're putting these deep vision immediately because they've already claimed the two of the tier 1s at this early game, 10 minutes in. It's a 10k gold lead at 10 minutes, Owen. Their Earthbird, he buys the tome, but I still don't even know if they're level 6 on the supports on the side of NAVI because they're spending so much time running from lane to lane trying to fix the disaster that's happened.
Crystallize has got to be careful, but at least there's no Archie in the neighborhood. He's sort of the big initiator when it comes to diving towers.
I think he might go boots of travel on Meepo. With the pace that this is going, okay, win treads. Just kidding. He goes for the stats, but I thought he might just be able to apply pressure to all the lanes if he went for that, but they already kind of are anyway. As Zephyr now kind of claim this top lane, and Weaver is just kind of jungling, giving the Tiny the experience. So for NAVI, they have to pretty much put behind people.
He's trying to lead in, see if he can go for the walk-in black hole onto the moon, and he does still get it off. Able to walk forward, he has the backup with him as NAVI. They'll turn to look for a second, but Arjit, he's in with the push, straight on top of the magical Storm Spirit. Storm's gone. Blizzy, can he really set something up? They brought Crystallize in as well. It'll be a huge kill if they can find it, but there's one at the back of the Gust. Stopping the push for now. Can they kill this Meepo in time? The poison touch comes out. They can. They get Arjit, but they lose two more. They both Seneko and Blizzy have fallen. Wonder Kid striking back as NAVI, they've lost 3. He's going to look to dive in for this. He can feel confident as he still has the ability of the time lapse, but he has been silenced underneath the tower. It doesn't matter. The timing's still there for the time lapse to come out as NAVI effectively getting team wiped by Tigers. Wonder Kid stays alive. It's 17-5. 12 minutes coming up on the clock. It's an 11k lead for Tigers, and NAVI try as they might there to sort of punch back on that bottom lane. They still end up losing everybody.
They literally had to bring everyone to try to just kill this Meepo. They had to expend everything. But they had to use the Black Hole and the Pangolier first to get him down, because the way Moon's itemized, we know he goes for this like defensive kind of utility build with that Vanguard being tanky, so it absorbs the spells. And oh man, they get themselves something here, but we see on that net worth, Drow Ranger, bottom 4, behind the support Tiny. Even the Enigma and the Storm Spirit, they're almost at the same level as that Tiny. The 3 cores on Tigers just running away with this game.
Yeah, they just absolutely crushed the laning stage, and they've got the perfect heroes to sort of keep ahead with that.
Yep.
They can make so many plays happen around the map, whereas for NAVI it's a lot harder. They'll try, they'll roll in, they get the Magnetize out, Crystallize leading forward, Seneko has to back away. They do have to lock down onto one of them, but can they kill off Archie in time? They're trying their best, but they can't close the gap. As Moon's in with the Rolling Thunder, holding NAVI away. They finally do get the kill on Archie as he ticks down to the Magnetize, but they've lost 4. Make that 5 as Blizzy, held in place by the Avalanche, dies as Wonder Kid gets the triple kill. Every time NAVI try and find at least 1 kill from Tigers, it costs them their full 5-man. As again, another team wipe for Tigers, 13 minutes in, 2 team wipes already. Not often that we see that sort of frequency of team wipes coming out at this early stage of the game, but we see it here. They throw everything in to kill off Arjit. They do get him, but it takes so long. And by the time that they have Moon, he's already in position to just roll around, create all sorts of havoc as NAVI just can't get past him.
They will get a kill in the meantime, though, I believe, on the Crystal Maiden. So while I think 1437 was coming back from warding Expedition or going up to get wards, I think it was coming back because he plays some very deep. So they want to keep applying this pressure on Tigers. Panel said it, you know, they want to be snowballing the game. Meepo is snowballing, but now it's not just a Meepo snowballing. This Weaver is completely out of control, too. A Diffusal finished up already at this point, coming out on the carrier. So he can just go hunting by himself, pretty much, looking for any of these heroes. Even a Storm Spirit this early in the game, his mana pool is not the highest. He can get burned down pretty quickly if he's disabled once or twice, if he zips in too far. Navi, I think the biggest thing is, though, just like defend their jungle, have these wards positioned, and have your TPs ready. You have to keep yourself a little bit healthy on mana, and also with your ultis prepared whenever Tigers is going to set up for these dives for them to try to have a comeback in this game. But it's so damn difficult, really. 13k, 14 minutes. Meepo's at this incredible pace. He's going to be rushing that Ethereal Blade too to just get even more burst damage, protect his teammates too if possible, if they do get focused by the Drow Ranger. And we could see the pace up for a Roshan pretty soon too. They get another fight win like that, 4 heroes wiped, they'll go straight into the pit if Meepo's alive.
No one up top, Seneko. He's been found out. As the movement from Tigers comes in through the jungle, they know they choose around in the trees as well. As straight up with the root from outside of the trees, they get it out onto the Dazzle. Chu surrounded, he'll go for the self-grave, but the Frostbite's there to hold him down afterwards. As again, Tigers cleaning up kill after kill 24/7.
Immediately, they run for Crystallize. He shows himself for a moment. Zephyr is trying to get on top of him with the haste, but Crystallize will hide himself in the trees, at least, and survive for now. As 1437, his job is just to run around placing these wards, just so they can see wherever this Drow Ranger's trying to catch up, because they know Navi's just on full-blown recovery mode.
1437's found him. Frostbite buying some time, the rest of Tigers starting to head over. Can they close the gap? Moon trying to jump down to the lower ground with the shield crash, doesn't quite make it, so Crystallize will be able to walk back to safety and into the arms of Chu.
Magical's trying to get some farm up. He's increased it a bit here, almost with the Kaya finished on level 12. Then he can always have mana to be at least like going for those contestants whenever Tigers does go for those deeper plays. It's still so damn difficult. Tigers they have so much map control here, and they're farming absolutely everything. Looks like Ajit's just going to finish that Ethereal Blade while 1437 continues being on this warding. Moon Meander farming in an aggressive stance, feeling very confident. And look at all that. The obs and the sentries, yeah, they're just completely trying to control and suffocate Navi off the map so that they can't try to catch up. Tigers knows how incredible of a position that they're in right now.
Has a 16-minute E-Blade picked up by Ajit.
Blink, E-Blade treads, and the triple Wraith Band.
Mid-lane shoot.
Unbelievable timing.
It's going to take a creep to the face. There's top lane, Seneko and Magical, they're trying to go onto Wonder Kid, but he's so damn scary, they have to roll away. TP out of there, just get away from the big old bug.
They just make their way into the pit during all that too. They don't even have to go for a team fight wipe. Ajit's strong enough to be able to take it, but since he's the Meepo, he gets the Lifesteal talent, and then he's able to do it quite easily. They even throw a freezing field on top to give him some assistance. And that pace, we don't see Meepo too much, but it's that 1 level per minute, right? You want to hit level 25 roughly around the 25-minute mark in the game, and our Meepo, he's level 17 at 17.
Now he's having the perfect game so far, Ajit.
Yep.
May have died the 2 times, but both the times he died were fights where, as we saw, it was a resounding success for Tigers,
yep,
despite his death.
This Drow is just never going to be able to catch up in this game. He has no place to farm.
Now stop Seneko. Get the roll off, but someone's there waiting for him. It's Zephyr. The big old rock man. Tosses him back. Another kill, surely to go the way of the Weaver. Stick charges will buy some time for Seneko. Moon says, stop messing around, Weaver. I'm going to clean up the kill. Same time down bottom. Ajit gets himself on top of Chu. Crystallize. Oh, he's hiding. He's praying. But here comes Ajit, and he's slaying. Triple kill for Ajit.
Oh, I mean, we've been saying it for a while, but this game looks impossible for them to really try to play, because they have to try to get farm on the map, but Tigers have controlled the map so well with all those aggressive wards that 1437 has placed, and just their constant movements.
I think it's going to come down to this. I mean, Blizzy, he's got the money for the Blink Dagger, obviously wants to get the 2 of them. Just hoping for a Blink Black Hole that could maybe change sort of the momentum of it. It feels like it's their only chance now at this point.
It's got to get 5 heroes.
It's got to get 5. In this game, it's got to get 9 heroes.
It's got to get 9 heroes, but he's also got an Aegis. So if he does get caught, he's going to come back. as full dominance continues. 1k gold per minute advantage on Tigers does not slow down.
No. Sorry, our maths is terrible. It's 8 heroes, isn't it?
Is it 8? It's 8 for now, right? Wait, it's 8 total, you're right. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, so
what if you get to nine? What if you get to 9?
Viewers didn't know. Yeah, yes.
There you go.
No, he's not doing that. I can't remember the last time I ever saw a pro ever get Aghanim something.
Same. Yeah, it's a dead item.
It's, yeah. If it didn't have to be in an item slot, then maybe. But it does. And
if you could eat it like a moon shard, right?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Blink Dagger on Zephyr. He can look to go hunting as well now. He can't get the... Actually, this is only 974 HP if he's not on Strength Treads. He's got to be a little careful of getting comboed. Seneko will be trying to protect him.
Zephyr, but Zephyr quick with the blink. Not to be caught out by the rock. As here's Moon. And look who he's found. Rolling into Navi's half a town. As both Crystallize and Chew pay the price for being in the middle of the warpath, being stomped down by Tigers. It's 31-7. The slaughter never ends. 19k lead, 19 minutes in. As Tigers now ready to bring the fight to the next level. They're into the base, they're onto the tier 3 towers. There's NAVI. They've got very little to utilize in terms of holding. They have a black hole. That's pretty much their best bet at the moment. He's still yet to spend the money, Blizzy.
He's squishy too. He's got 1100 HP versus this high damage poke lineup that Tigers has drafted as well. They've got so many things that can just be thrown at him from a distance.
He's got to catch everyone. Yep. And Tigers unlikely to let that happen if the play is anything to go by so far this game.
They've even got a full Crimson Guard too, and just in case the physical damage will come through, it'll be blocked out heavily. But there is a good amount of magic on NAVI, but ever so difficult. It's magical. He's trying to do what he can to try to delay this mid push. He's cutting the creep wave in the mid lane. And they don't have creeps, so that will stop the push. Nice delay of game for NAVI. They just need to buy some time for some miracle to happen for this Storm Spirit to make it to the later stage of the game somehow. But he's versus Meepo, who, like we said, one of the better heroes. Especially once you get off to a good start, you'll have your Hex at a great timing. You'll have that E-Blade. You'll be able to hunt this man constantly whenever he shows himself.
Just getting so much out of the map as he pushes these side lanes out. Just any little bit of gold that could push Crystallize and push Magical just that further ahead, that sort of item up that could give them a fighting chance. But as it stands, every single fight, Tigers are going to come in a few weight classes stronger.
Yeah, Hex finished now, so he can kill literally anybody he grabs, but there is a BKB now on Blizzy. There is no way for Tigers to stop a BKB black hole.
Unless he gets the Bastion.
Unless he gets the Bastion. I don't think he'll get it.
Yeah, it's not until later. I think he got it like 6 fighting in the game before. Let's Crystallize. Pushes the lane out as far as he can. Quickly TP's out. He's got the Shadow Blade and the Aghanim's queued up this game, so prepared to sort of be pushed inside of the base, and now outside of the base.
Oh my.
But he's not dying. Arjit, he's very tanky. He's already back up too. They do finally get him, and Blizzy with the BKB black hole holds his ground, locks down Moon, but Moon already with the sort of the damage resistance from the Crimson and the shield crash, he just doesn't die. Blinks forward, a second shield crash finishes off Blizzy, and again, every time Arjit dies, NAVI loses the fight.
NAVI tried to make the big play though. The Aegis who got reclaimed, they tried to make the move on the Meepo, but Tigers, they're in position ready for that one. Meepo buys back and he's ready to go. Now there's no black hole, now there's no big team fight on the side of NAVI to try to bring him down.
A 24k lead, and Tigers already back in position outside of the base of NAVI. In fact, Zephyr, he's straight into it. He leads him with a blink dagger. May have gone a step too far though. Seneco's in on top of him. It's straight away in response. They get the silence to cancel the freezing field. They're looking to get on top of him. Disable with the vortex. They get the kill. No, Arjit blinking in, ready to fight back and get revenge for his fallen teammates. He'll take down one, take down two, buyback for Seneko, but they're without Blizzy for a full minute. Magical has got the buyback. The Tigers themselves, they've also brought back everybody that can to keep this push going as the full 5-man. NAVI having to defend as 4. With the jump in again, Tigers, they're ready to pounce. Seneko being beat down by Zephyr. They've got the root, they have the Hex in control. Straight away, a Grave will be there to buy some time for Magical. He does get the zip off because of it. The Grave will keep Storm alive, but RG and the team, they're onto the second set of racks, moving down this bottom lane. They'll clean up a full racks, 2 full racks now. As Tigers, they're ready to look for more. Magical tried to zip in, quick Born Lightning to dodge the avalanche. The Tigers, they're looking for the entirety of the base. RG is eyeing up that top set as the weave wears off him. 10 seconds until Blizzy's back. How long until the black hole? It's still going to be a while longer, I imagine. Yes, still a full minute until that's there for the fight. As Zephyr just holding back NAVI. Blizzy's going to TP forward aggressively, but as I say, he has no black hole to offer. Only a midnight pulse. He'll drop it down amongst the racks, but the melee's already fallen. Crystallize trying to prioritize taking down Zephyr. They do get the vortex to drag back Tiny as Zephyr will drop. He's dead for 70. Can they get more? Glimmercade keeps 40-37, the distance that he needs to get away.
Got the aggressive weave down 2 on the Meepo. So Tigers still back up for a moment. They've already done, I mean, immense game-winning structural damage. Storm and Drow behind that support Tiny in the game, and we see the 3 cores from Tiger just, yeah, skyrocketing. I believe, is Meepo 25 yet? He's almost there. Oh, 25 minutes. Level 24, pretty good. Ajit 14-3 and 3. They've just had so much luxury in this game with the way they set up their lanes. Everything went perfect for them.
I don't think you can do a Drow strat against this team. And if you do, you just need some sort of earlier sort of fighting, you know, some sort of wham bam. And they don't have it. They want to try and get RJ that 25 as impressively timed as possible, and it's certainly going to work out. He's going to hit it this sort of 25, at least 26 minutes in on the Meepo.
Last attempt of the game for NAVI. They need to hope for something massive here.
They have the black hole.
Oh, 600 health now on the Meepo too, so he barely died in that last time. Thrown a little bit more HP.
They've got to somehow get in a high ground position and just hope that Tigers walk into their hands.
They've got ward down too, at least to watch Tigers, but the base, the bottom lane is being pushed in. Magical has to be very careful for that Hex coming out of Meepo.
As soon as they've showed, if they don't find something immediately, they cannot stick around.
Their base was all being pushed in too. I mean, it's 26 minutes, but there's 2 sets of Raxes pushing in already. So those creeps, they definitely cause issues, and they reveal whenever you try to make those type of smoke plays. As Tigers now, they're all grouped up. Roche is going to be respawning too if they really want to be super careful, but they can definitely just go for fighting.
I think you need to give this, give these creeps to the Enigma maybe. Okay, don't do so. He's so close to having a blink. Sell something, just get that blink on you.
Yeah.
Get that blink on you so you can try for the big old play.
Just kind of need it. All right, round 2. Try to catch him outside the base before they get on the high ground setup. Moon.
With the smoke, they'll find Moon on the front lines. They don't want to commit a black hole onto him straight away, but they will jump forward with Magical. BKB's going to be popped by Blizzy. In your dream coming in for the side. Blizzy trying to hold back and wait for the opportune time to black hole. He'll pop it onto Moon. Moon gets the Rolling Thunder out there and will survive. The freezing field out as they cannot get out. They've lost Blizzy, they've lost Seneka, they've lost Chew. They'll lose Crystallizes. GG is called. Tigers turning up to this best of 5 grand finals with an absolute whopper of a game 1. Not even close. They absolutely stomped NAVI here in this game. The draft played out perfectly. NAVI caught off, and maybe the last time we see them try a Drow strat against this team. It just feels like it's just too slow to make anything happen. Tigers, it feels like they've played against a million Drow strats in the past, and they know exactly how to tackle it.
And you also have to just watch out for last pick Meepo. Yeah. Like that, Ajit just completely destroyed the game, right? They started the Earth Spirit mid with the Storm. They even had the Dazzle behind trying to snipe the Courier.
Yeah.
Five seconds.
And it's a lot to reveal.
Okay, take it easy. Alright, we got a Meepo ban, we also got a Clinks ban. We've seen NAVI play Clinks quite a bit, and it would also have that speed to get rid of the Tombstone if you'd really want to use that on that.
You need a safe laner here. You know you're going to be going up against Ogre Lina. I wouldn't I don't know if you want something like a life stealer here, but when you have a storm for delivery, it's possible. I think they might want something with a bit more wave clear. A troll, perhaps?
Juggernaut.
The troll's very good against Weaver, and it gives you the ultimate to deal with the tombstone. Might want a
Like
bit more
that.
team fight. Void's banned, Clink's banned, a lot of the Navi specials.
Gyro. Without an IO.
Does deal with his tombstone, so at least.
Yes, he does.
Team fight too, but it might have a really rough laning phase.
Yeah.
It's a 49 base damage hero up against an Ogre Lina that are going to smack him in the mouth.
This is the first gyrocopter we're seeing that does not have the support of an IO this tournament.
There's a reason he needs that IO.
Yep.
And they give last pick to Ajit. Does he Invoker here? Against a storm?
5 seconds remaining.
You want a stun.
How securely do you go? Like,
They
you
might
can just
have
go
been
for
there.
Death Prophet. Not Death Prophet, lol, DK.
They could have been baiting us, so they see the mid hero now, so they can pick Lina mid if they want still.
They could also still do that, yeah.
It's true. Very good point. I think you have more value last picking your mid here, but I'm not really finding that perfect pick. Look at Alchemist, though. It's a pretty nice Alchemist game.
Why? Ooh, they could Husker too.
Man, they are just cheesing it up. I don't know if Navi wants to play first pick anymore against these guys.
And
They banned Huskar last game, they get meatbowed. Right? Or was that
Yeah,
the
they did.
previous series?
No, that was this previous series.
Previous series. I was testing
No,
your cheat.
Husker was banned, but it was banned against by Tigers themselves in second phase.
Okay. So there you go. They get cheesed again. They hit him with the Gorgonzola last game. This time a bit of a brie. And I don't know if you can deal with Huskar, boys.
And it should be an easy predict for you. 3 losses in a row now, so I'm sure you're going to get this one right.
I'm going to
obvious.
go with Tigers because I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I've never done that before.
Kepa.
Yeah, the Husker is really good against Storm in the lane. And I don't remember the other picks, so I'm just going to say Tigers.
Gyro's actually really good against Weaver and against Undying, and I know we usually pair him up with an IO. You guys are right, though. They're all too squishy. Huskar's gonna eat them. All right, I'm down for Tigers, too.
You're not allowed to do the same. As
I am allowed to do the
No cheating, Sheeber.
I'm going for
No
Tigers
copying.
As well.
Boo!
She's
Game
closer to
2.
Navi.
She's closer to Navi.
It's true.
Over to your commentary team of Odie Pixel and Fox.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the grand finals of the Corsair Dream League Season 10 minor. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Fogged, and we're about to get into Game 2 of Navi versus Tigers. As Tigers up a game, and coming into the second game, they're getting themselves another one of those very tasty fifth picks. It's a Huskar, and it's a pretty good game for it, Giannis.
It's a great game for the Huskar, and he's got backup too. He's got an Undying who can give him some heals. He's got Bloodlust. They've got strong lanes again on Tigers. Navi, they've got good team fight. That's the one thing they can come in again with the Phoenix, the Axe. But they've got a gyrocopter. I don't think I've actually seen much, if any, gyrocopter without the IO actually at all. I think there was maybe one. There might be one that we saw recently, and it was not.
I want to say there was one maybe in the TI group stages. I feel like that it's got, I'm reaching sort of that far back until I'm finding a game where we just sort of just a gyro on its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a reason why people don't like to do it. This hero has been nerfed significantly time and time again. IO, one of the magic ways you can sort of bring back that former glory of a gyrocopter. But without that IO by his side, it is not going to be an easy game for Crystallize. And down the line, when that Huskar starts walking around the map and coming down the lane of the gyro, there's not a lot that the gyro can really offer against a Huskar. Nope. It's pretty much all magical until very later points of the game.
If the axe can actually have a decent time and he can get to the point, if he can get the blink and the blade mail, if he can, which is going to be very difficult because he's versus one of the harder counters in the lane, the Undying, he's just going to keep getting his strength decay down. And Weaver, you have high physical damage and you have the bugs, which Axe doesn't really enjoy much at all in the laning phase. He gets kind of owned by it. So I think the big thing to look at for Navis is really the Axe, the Phoenix team fight, and the tiny rotations on Chuvash. I think the other ones are going to be really difficult for them. I think Gyro and Storm Spirit are going to have real tough games.
Oh, here we go. Let's get ourselves into the action. Game 2 at Tigers versus Navi. Best of 5, of course,
30 seconds
in the grand final.
And it's a core ogre, like they were saying. It's core ogre and support Lina. We've seen Tigers do this time and time again.
Then they absolutely crush lanes with it.
Yeah, and especially versus Gyro, whose damage is very low, what, like 40-something, 40, very low 40s base damage versus 61 on Ogre, who also has this incredible thing called 8 armor and huge health and incredible HP regen, so you can soak those barrages up very easy. So we'll see if Navi can actually pull this one. They're bringing 3 to secure these bounty runes. Moonman is just going to walk in. He didn't get it.
You didn't get it.
Takes a decent amount of damage here, but, you know.
I'm on the rocket barrage, but...
They've got
with the wrap around from Chu. That'll do it. Alright, that's a way to sort of help the Gyro have a bit of a better time than the Gyro should in the lane, give him first blood.
But Lina got pushed. I thought Lina was coming in to give a hand, but Lina got pushed away, I guess, by the tiny rotation, because Zephyr had stun, must have used it to try to secure the rune, or to secure the rune, and then couldn't get close to Moon Meander. Alright, good way to start off for this Gyro. Still should be a pretty tough lane, unless they keep 3 heroes consistently down there, which they're not. Phoenix is going to go top. And Blizzy, we already see what 1437's been able to do in this Undying throughout this entire tournament. Just spam those decays, hit level 2, probably get a kill immediately as soon as he gets soul rip. I've seen him do it actually like 4 or 5 times in this tournament where he just hits 2, gets that huge nuke that comes out. This mid lane, Magical doing great for the first wave in particular, but it will get worse and worse.
Yeah, it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah, and you see 1437 taunting.
Trying to get the creeps re-aggros. But they are going to stay on Blizzy for now. Blizzy able to salve it back to full.
He's lost a lot of strength already, though. In mid lane, we see the Storm Spirit dropping low. 1437 with a very nice deny there. And you will get the creeps pulled onto the camp, too. 1437 playing this perfectly.
Yeah, destroying sort of any attempt from Blizzy to make that lane a little more manageable. That's mid lane. Magical. Oh, magical. Alright, not first blood, but a kill in that 1 versus 1 in the middle for Magical. He just kills the Huskar. That shouldn't happen, but it did.
He just got out-clicked.
Yeah.
Too many right clicks built up. Ajit playing a little too over-aggressive. Gets punished.
Bottom lane, though, we're seeing Crystallize getting severely bullied out of this bottom lane. He does have the salve to get him back up.
Yeah. It's nice that Magical gets a kill, but the lane is still the same problem. It's still incredibly difficult for Storm Spirit to really get much out of that. He had to expend so much mana to actually get that kill too. Constantly using those remnants to get that overload procs. And I see that I think Gyro went for missile, and I think I saw them kill it once or twice already now too with that Lina plus Ogre.
Trying for those creep cuts have not proved to be successful. Does get the call onto 1437. A couple of spins could set them up for a kill as he tries to chase down the Undying already, though. He's lost Seneko. 1437 heals himself back up with the soul rip. There's a lot of creeps hitting into Blizzy, but Blizzy, he's losing strength. He's getting body blocked perfectly by 1437 as Blizzy, he'll get another call off to give him an extra bit of armor. Tried for 1437. He does get him as he spins to his death. They take the trade, Blizzy falls, but he gets the kill on 1437, so at least something there for Na'Vi before the axe dies.
Magical's getting completely pushed out of lane, though. Like we said, he got the kill. He secured himself even a regen rune, actually, at the 2-minute mark, which is going to be really nice for him to jungle, but we see Ajit controlling the lane positioning. 14 and 10. See Ogre, we already talked about Gyrocopter's low base damage. Even though he gets the kill at the start, he's got 9 last hits to 15 and 7 of Ogre. This is like the best rune that Magical could have gotten, though. He's going to be able to clear out a good amount of camps and at least keep relatively close in that net worth, but Huskar is going to out-level him quite hard.
Oh, bottom crystallized.
Was it a toss-back?
They get the kill onto Zephyr. So, Na'Vi, they are finding kills on these side lanes up top. Seneko on top of In Your Dream. He's trying to hide away in the trees. He's ticking down low. Seneko goes for the TP out. Will get away before In Your Dream's able to turn and get the right clicks in. Does still have the branch of 3 tangos. He's going to get some more regen sent out to him as well on the Weaver. A salve and Mango coming his way.
Trying it again.
See?
Ooh, doesn't get the toss back this time.
Na'Vi, they're holding on in sort of these opening waves of the laning stages. The mid lane, certainly where we can expect to see the Huskar become this ever-growing power. It'll look to be in a game where they get him for his 5th pick, as he is getting uninterrupted farm
And look at poor Blizzy. Like, this is the axe that usually ends up dominating pretty hard. He can't do what he wants to. He can't cut the creep waves. They're trying to get these trade kills onto the Undying over and over again.
Oh, they may just get him. Nice soul rips there. It's now their turn. Look towards Seneko. Seneko in trouble. Will fall. He's trying to chase Blizzy, looking for 1437, but 1437 taunts his way out of there. Blizzy pops a stick charge, but just slowly being right-clicked down by In Your Dream. He's on top of them with the Shikuchi. Same time down bottom. Toss back into setup. They'll get Moon. Chu will tick out to the Ignite, but Crystallize. Can he get more out of this? He's got stick charges, but will not be able to follow Zephyr with another Rocket Barrage. But 5 for 5. Tigers still leading the way with 1,000 net worth. So nothing as sort of uncontrollable as game 1.
Not yet.
It's not as bad.
Not as
game
bad.
1 was pretty bad.
That's very true.
This isn't as bad. It's still not great for Na'Vi.
Yeah, it's still very, very costly. They don't get any of the bounty runes. I believe Tigers claimed all 4 of them. And the 2,000, it's like a 2,000 gold lead. The experience is probably pretty high up there too, though. And that's very early in the game to have that much of an experience lead. With your Huskar getting a full free lane, the Axe just getting bullied as well. The one nice thing is that Weaver's last hits are getting slowed down a bit, but he's getting kills time and time again.
Ooh, Snako again. Able to TP out just in time as he gets gone upon.
Oh, we see Magical. We saw him he was farming the small camp earlier. Now he's still only level 5, just trying to get anything he can because he just has to jungle. And the rune actually spawns top. Unfortunate for the Storm Spirit as well. So he wanted to be able to fill up his bottle.
Now this armlet timing for Arjit is going to be very fast indeed. He's got all these sort of early strength items, so
yeah,
no sort of threat of being bullied out of the lane by any rotation from Na'Vi at this stage.
And it's similar movements from 1437 again in this game. They're feeling confident. They're getting these aggressive wards down to watch any type of rotations. 3 deep wards. They know Storm's going to be jungling for the most part, so he just wants to be able to keep tabs of this. Magical actually goes top and gets the haste rune. That was left there for the whole 45 seconds. That's nice for him. Bottom. Moon. Ooh, they killed the missile this time.
They do just in time. That will keep Moon alive.
Separate. Will be okay.
Oh, he's going to try and turn. They get the light strike. They're looking for the kill onto Chu. And won't quite get it. Another toss. Zephyr still got the sail ticking as he's chasing down Crystallize. Getting on top of him, but the rocket barrage, the analyze, that's going to get Zephyr straight up killed. Totally overestimating his potential to burst down Crystallize, as there's more than enough time for Chu to come back in on top of the Lina and set up for another kill for Na'Vi on this bottom lane. Top lane, Blizzy. He'll kill off the Tombstone, get himself a bit of extra gold, but it will cost him his life. There's more kills going the way at the Weaver, 3-0-2 in this top lane for Tigers.
I think the big win for Na'Vi right now is how well this bottom lane is doing. Honestly, Chuvash as well as Crystallize are having a pretty damn good time. Already level 5 on this tiny, level 5 on Crystallize, and Tigers, they're overstepping their bounds a little bit too much, and particularly on that Lina, like you mentioned. He walked into melee range versus a gyrocopter. Gotta watch themselves, but once they get their level 6s, once they get their levels built up, they have so much high burst damage that Crystallize has to be careful. I think the drum might be a suitable item, or maybe just a casual bracer. He needs some type of raw HP on this gyro so he doesn't just get multied into Laguna or something along those lines. Zephyr.
Oh, magical. Quick dodge of the light strike array. Still, as the time ticks on, Huskar is going to become more and more of an issue, still unanswered. They're not looking to do anything about him, of course, at the moment. And the question is, when can you start to sort of see a time of this game where they can actually tackle the Huskar? Like, is it when you get to the blink on the axe? Like, at what point do you actually say, right, let's try and do something about the Huskar situation?
They have to hope he overcommits, to be honest. Oh, did he take the Centaur? I think he may have.
He got at least one of them, yeah.
Oh, man. Moon again?
Again, Crystallize. And Chu.
His bottom lane is owning on
Crystallize, he's got 4 kills already on a safe lane gyrocopter. It's 8 minutes in and it's 2018. It's top lane, Blizzard. Charge for the call onto In Your Dream, but the Wonder Kid's already out.
It's really important for Na'Vi to be getting these kills on the gyrocopter too, because the gyro and the axe, they're their big physical damage to actually deal with the Huskar. So it looks like he is going to go for that drums build. I like that. I think drums and even like a raindrop, casual raindrop could be things that save him in case they just display this high magic damage, which they will be able to do down bottom.
Because they've got good sort of ways to mess with the Huskar whilst he's slowly killing them. You know, they have the Avalanche, the Call, the Vortex, the Homing Missile, the Fire Spirit, Supernova. You know, fair few ways that they can make it hard for Arjit to sort of fully commit without being worried about being just sort of shaken up and held back.
Definitely.
But it's not going to be easy for Navi.
No, especially not when he's got buddies around him. When he's got the Undying and the Ogre standing in the front line, it's tanking the brunt of the force. It'll make the Huskar's life a bit easier, and he's, I mean, super farmed. The Weaver as well, having a great time, but it's really Crystallize and Shuvash, which are the standouts for me right now for Navi in this laning phase. Even though it's a 3k gold advantage for Tigers, this bottom lane's doing much better than I'd expected.
Wow, another time, looking towards Moon. Life Strike does come down, though, onto Magical. Magical still with a bit of health left, ready to play. Zips forward, they get the kill onto Moon once again. As Moon dying over and over again on this bottom lane.
Yeah. Look at Gyro's almost got the same net worth as Weaver. Magical's getting caught up too because he's able to control almost, I think he's gotten like almost every single rune too on this Storm Spirit while he's moving around the map constantly. Now with an Arcane rune, he's going to look to threaten bottom again.
And for someone that's had to lane against the Huskar, he's certainly done the best alternative. Heading out of the lane, farming him up as quickly as he could in the jungle. Now looking to make the plays across the map. Can't commit to the dive for 1437's life. His backup's there. Moon and Wonder Kid in for the lane, chasing down Chu. The Fire Blast is there for the setup as well as the bugs, taking down his armor. The Tigers will come in with the reaction. Get another kill for the Weaver. Magical is starting to wrap around behind on the mid lane, but not really anything that he should jump on here, as he will just zip straight past the Huskar. Get a couple of waves, or a couple of creeps at least from the wave on the middle lane before moving up.
This gives him so much space though. Like Tiger's rotating out of top lane. Now Blizzy has 1300 gold. He might not go for the hood first. He might just try to rush that blink because of how much space he's been given to farm now. Very important for them to get this blink timing. If they can get it, if they get on top of the Huskar, they can close. They have a lot of ways to control him, like you mentioned. Magical, very low on mana here. Might just have a TP. Yeah.
Is he actually okay though? Yeah. He's absolutely not. I mean, this is a Huskar that just got an arm there. He's going to hit you so darn hard.
Oh no.
Oh, and the aggressive tip as well. I like it.
He didn't. Magical did not do the math there. As they sandwich now on the mid lane, place more aggressive wards down. And with that rotation, that's the one thing the Tigers did. They may have rotated out of top with the Weaver, which gives space to the Axe, but at least they claim that bottom tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
More money for Arjit's Huskar.
Yep.
Carrying the game in game one as the Meepo, and looking to do exactly the same this game two on Huskar.
And they're just so adamant about keeping the pressure on. That's what I've been seeing about Tigers. Like a lot of teams at the tournament, we saw like RNG, a couple of teams, like they just want to take it to the later stage of the game. But Tigers, they're very much so just about the pressure. Suffocate your enemy team as much as possible. Get deep wards down and just keep showing yourself in the lanes. Keep passing the river. Keep applying that pressure. As top, Lina.
Oh, at the same time down bottom, they tried to go for Chu, but Chu's out of there. And indeed up top, Zephyr. Oh, nice dodge with the Icarus dive. Seneko gets the kill. He does have a TP. He can get out of there. There's no one around at the moment. He's knocked two away. He's got to go for the TP though, and indeed it will take him back to base to safety. Down in the river, 1437 being chased down by Magical. He's got enough mana left to keep going for this one. The Tombstone will be dropped, but Magical gets the kill. He's not messing around. Quick zip and a TP away. Navi leading in kills this game at the 13-minute mark, 10-8. Overall net worth still favoring Tigers with that 3k advantage. And of course, Huskar still in the dream position.
Top lane, I think the Lina almost killed the Gyrocopter, right? I saw Crystallize drop to like 10 HP or something. Zephyr used the Laguna on him. But they commit forward. They're able to at least get themselves that one kill up top, as well as in the river bottom on the...
Thirty seconds to battle.
Magical straight out with the TP.
Similar to the last game, right? Navi's just trying to delay, try to get themselves that farm up that they desperately need. Just push out those side lanes. We see Tiny's position bottom, Gyrocopter's top, Storm Spirit's mid.
Yeah.
They're not really looking to take these fights, especially not versus an Aegis. They're just trying to keep these lanes forced out, get themselves some farm so that they can even try to take the fights later on. Because right now, they just need more time.
And I get this is the good thing sort of about the Storm this game. Magical can do this. Sort of the biggest threats are being set up upon by a Fire Blast or a Light Strike Array. But he's keeping it safe mid lane. Oh, the Axe tries to jump in, but Blizzy gets the call off a little too late. They do kill the Aegis, but the timing, he is going to get hit by the Supernova stun, but he's at full health. Not a lot that they can do about that. Arjit's going to continue to stand his ground.
They're going to go bottom now on Tigers. The line's already been drawn by 1437. They don't want to try to commit for high ground. We say it a lot. First Aegis, map control. Second rush, Aegis cheese is when you try to actually set up to break that high ground and end the game.
Went for quite a big zip out here. He's utilized half of the mana pool.
And they know he's here. They saw him coming out even with that ward they have placed behind the tower.
Navi, they have to be careful. Any sort of misplay could be deadly. But I mean, that play down the middle lane, it ends up all right? Sure, you lose Blizzy, but you do take that Aegis away, so they can't push for high ground, at least with the Aegis at this point. You take that, don't you? Throwing away your Axe's life to get rid of the Aegis?
I think it's just to get some more farm. I think to get rid of the Aegis is fine, but they don't really want to go high ground on Tigers yet with Aegis. It's a little bit early for them, even with this Huskar and with this lead. And that's their blink reveal. That's the one scary thing. Is like now they know 100% Blizzy has that blink dagger finished. But they've got to try to slow down. They've tried to slow down the pace of Tigers so they can get this farm up, at least get the BKB finished on the Gyro. I believe Chu already has blink now on Tiny too, so they've got double initiation now on their side. They've got the Axe, the Tiny, so they can at least jump to try to slow down this Huskar, but there's a lot of protection, and there's other things you do have to be wary of. Sure, it's a Huskar who's super farmed, but this Weaver is no joke either. He's got Dragonlance, he's getting close to that Diffusal Blade too. So he can't, when you start thinking so much about it.
They get the call. They do Blizzy. He's in. The control's there with a follow-up Chew Avalanche.
So they're addressing. At least they're able to find this Weaver. Like I was saying, when it's just a Huskar, it's scary. But when there's a Huskar and a Weaver, you have to be sure you focus your attention on both. And they buy more time for Crystallize to farm. How close? Do we have the Halberd now finished, I'm assuming, on the Huskar? Definitely a Halberd game. Oh, he's actually going to be going for the Lance. Okay, the Pike build.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Or did he already finish the Halberd? No, he didn't. Okay.
I'm just getting his treads done.
Yeah, Halberd usually one of the better choices, or one of the really good choices versus those Gyrocopters or any of those ranged heroes, and it's like probably top two Huskar item in general. Moon. Not quite able to close the gap onto Crystallize. Magical still on recovery mode. 3-1-0 after that really rough lane. Had some nice rotations.
I mean, yeah, for a Storm that's had to start the game against a Huskar, it's not a terrible position for Magical to be in. He's keeping himself up there on par.
And they found themselves nice. We see the gold lead. It's starting to shift a tiny little bit. And now, while they know that Tigers is starting to split up, they want to look for some plays with these double blink daggers. Only two heroes here on the side of Tigers. They do have the Ogre kind of rotating over.
They're going to try. They get the jump and straight away Choose on top of them, ready with the follow-up disabled. Do they have the damage to bring him down? Magical in with the Vortex to drag it back. Archie's still alive. The tree cut through. They get the kill. They kill the Huskar and the Tombstone. Maybe see if they can chase for more. Wonder Kid does it, the backup coming in. Tigers, they're bringing in Moon and Zephyr ready to turn this fight around as they found the Phoenix. And Crystallize gets the call down. He's able to flack as well. A lot of damage flying out from the Gyrocopter. 1437 still alive with the Soul Repeal coming in through onto himself. They get a double kill for the Weaver, but Navi, they're striking back. They found three. It's Magical. He's in with the control. Vortex onto the Weaver. Navi take 4 kills from Tigers as Moon, he'll hide, hope to survive in the pit, but they'll find him as well. Triple kill for Crystallize. Navi very much with a chance this game.
Beautiful move. They identify that there's only 2 heroes there. They do this double jump. I see the Axe jumps forward to get the Huskar, and Chuvash, he makes so much space on the side, controlling 3 heroes' time for such a long duration that Crystallize, he's just sitting there, popping his flak, getting all the damage out. That was a really well-executed fight by Navi, even without having the Phoenix, having Supernova be able to start that fight.
They can kill the Huskar.
They absolutely can if he's isolated.
Diffusal Blade now picked up though by Weaver. Tigers still continuing to rack up the items. Once Sajid does have the halberd, it's going to be, you know, those sort of situations even more unlikely to happen. One sort of missed right click and suddenly that Huskar's turning around and taking you down with him.
Yeah. But we see the effect of what happened in that bottom lane, right? We see that Moon, he's 1 in 5. He's behind the Tiny in net worth as his core ogre. And this gyrocopter is super enabled. He's got the drums, he's got the phase, he's now got BKB finished, and he's level 13. Chooses to go for that damage talent as well. He knows HP is not what he needs.
No, you're gonna
damage.
Yeah, if they're on top of you, you're gonna die. You're just gonna make sure that your positioning is absolutely perfect, and then you can get the right clicks out.
And they've got the blade mail now too on the axe, so the damage that can come through from that extremely threatening for a Huskar.
I think still sort of the problem for Tigers is that their sort of catch, it is the Lina and the Ogre. They've got to sort of run in with these two heroes. Other than that, Na'Vi have the ability to run away, get back up in. As we're seeing a game where, sure, you know, Archie, he had a free lane, he's been in the top of the game, but they're against a Huskar, and the Storm and Gyro are still having pretty good games.
That's very true. That's a good point, actually. The catch is pretty limited on Tigers. They now at least have the Yules on the Lina, so they have the counter, like the blade mail
big, yeah,
on the axe, and they have actual ways to catch heroes. Tigers, they force the issue a little bit here. Stormster, we see Magical. He's not really near the fight. He's starting to port his way down in the Tombstone.
He should be able to farm it up.
He's going to get the supernova off though. Can they kill the egg in time? They're trying. Moon punching in. They do get the egg. They take it down. But Gyro and Crystallize moving over the BKB. Archie tried to jump in, but he loses his life immediately. They've lost the Huskar. They'll lose the Ogre as well. And Na'Vi aren't done. Zephyr will turn for the TP. Does he manage to get out in time? He does not. Blizzy in with the dunk down. And on the side, they found the stun. The missile connects. They're on top of In Your Dream, but he gets the Shikuchi out as the avalanche ends. Hiding in the trees. They're hunting. Will they see him? He's going to go for the TP. Is there any sort of AoE stun to catch him? There is not. So In Your Dream will escape. But Na'Vi, once again in these fights, they are managing to kill the Huskar at the start of it. And even if the egg, sure, he gets stunned, the egg gets killed, it's that distraction. It keeps Tigers there for just a little bit longer. They have the BKB on the Gyro, so he can actually turn, he can try to man-fight this Huskar, and it works successfully again for Na'Vi.
It is.
They claim a gold lead.
It's got to be scary for Tigers. You have this lineup with the Huskar. You do not expect to be even against a Storm Spirit Gyro cause at 23 minutes in. This is Na'Vi. It says less than a 1k advantage. It's more than that in the game, because this Huskar should not be in a game that's level in terms of farm.
No, and look at this. The egg comes out, forces attention to it for a couple seconds, gives more than enough time. Look at all the control that comes out onto Ajit. He just gets stunned all the way to the point where he's down to like 300 HP. Wonder Kid already has to start retreating from the fight. And they overcommit a little bit too hard. And again now, a catch top. As soon as they're splitting up, this Storm Spirit has so much mana to work with now.
Honestly, I really can't just emphasize how well Magical's played this game. Like, he, in so many situations where you see these sort of games happen, and the Storm, he feeds at least sort of 2 times in the lane against the Huskar before it's like, I can't be here. But Magical, he's done none of that.
Yeah, he moved around great. The bottom lane was, I mean, this performance from by Chuvash and Crystallize in the bottom lane just is allowing them to be able to take these fights, because their big team fight is mostly around like the Gyro and the axe inside the beginning of the game, but then they're starting to get more like the Blink Dagger and the Tiny. Team fights get easier and easier.
And I think sort of you do look to sort of your side lanes as Tigers and say, should we really have died that much on the bottom lane as this Ogre and Lina? I think, you know, Zephyr and Moon, we've seen some great games with them, as I said at the start. We've seen games where this matchup crushes a lane. They did not this time round. They gave up kill after kill, as now Moon does manage to get himself on top of Seneka, but Seneca's got the egg. He's fine. They'll have to start retreating. Lots of TPs were forced out by Na'Vi. They won't quite be able to catch out Tigers.
Crystallize going the perfect items to this game that, you know, just a little bit of HP in the beginning with the drums. Phase with Zephyr gets caught.
Magical, he's starting to get the ball massively rolling with the Bloodstone and with the Kaya. Let's see what they can find here. In the Dream, just find him. He's got, just go straight for the Zip TP. There's nothing to cancel it.
Just that limited catch. As soon as Lina's dead, there's only an Ogre really for that stun for them to provide. And again, the blade mail.
Oh, Blizzy.
To follow up by Chu.
I mean, it's crumbling. It's really crumbling for Tigers. It just seems weird to see from them, because the Huskar had such a great opening. He had all the farm, but it's as if Tigers, they're not really prepared or know how to actually sort of utilize that powerful Huskar against this lineup from Na'Vi. They're trying to make moves with him, for sure. But at the same time, we've seen sort of 2 times where the Huskar's been on the front. They just don't sort of have that reliable backup. You know, there's not a Huskar. There's not a Dazzle. There's not an Oracle in this game. The best sort of save they have is a Soul Rip. And then in terms of sort of disable and ways to keep Na'Vi off it, there's a Fire Blast and a Light Strike. If those spells aren't used perfectly, Na'Vi are going to be able to fight. And once again, Magical zips straight in. They're on top of the Huskar. The Spirit Vessel down onto his well. And with the BKB on Crystallize, he's straight in on top of him. They get the kill onto the Huskar. There's going to be a buyback from RG as he's TPing into the mid lane. He wants to desperately try and fight back. Blizzy stands his ground, beats down the Tombstone. They've lost the Phoenix, but the taunt, the spins, Blizzy, he'll bring down the Undying with it. Tigers, they have to try and punch back for more with that buyback from RG. Your Dream chasing down Crystallize. He's got Magical by his side. Is there anything Magical could do to keep that Gyro safe? There is not. So Tigers will be able to at least trade, take core kills with them. But there's a buyback on RG. Crystallize, he's got the money, he's just invested in the full MKB. That fight being without that MKB on Gyro, next time it's going to be there. And RG, he's not going to have a second life next time round.
Yeah, I mean, he desperately needs BKB just for the control that's coming out from Navi.
Magical, just a bit of a poke. Nothing more. And he is a little low on money. He's still got 1 charges. And Dream recognizes that they are going to go with that buyback straight into Roshan. 10 seconds and Blizzy's back up. With Sure and Magical, can they disrupt this attempt long enough to buy time for the axe to come in? It's pretty low. They could certainly look for a zip steal if they time it right, but they're not going to. Tigers, they'll get themselves the Aegis onto RG. Quick blink away from the Tiny.
They have a full Aghanims on the Weaver now. That can actually really turn the tides. Navi has to commit their whole BKB timings to try to kill this Huskar.
Yeah.
Now if he just gets time-lapse in the fights, can change everything. And this is the big momentum now for Tigers, is they have the Aegis Cheese. That's their big timing they always want to be playing around in this game. Navi, we see though, they have so much overwhelming control inside of the fights. If they're able to actually keep this Huskar locked down, we could definitely see them being able to take these fights.
I mean, as you said, this Aghanims, this is the save that they needed. They had the Soul Repeal before, now with the Ags, that can make all the difference. You know, that's sort of your Dazzle or Oracle in the situation that allows Arjit to go in as hard as he wants to.
Absolutely. And it's like, a lot of the thing about Navi is it's all about this flak timing. As soon as the flak is popped, the BKB on the Gyro, they have to take the fight. If they don't win that fight in that timing, and Tigers has even this the Weaver and the Huskar alive, it could be problematic for them. And they have Aegis and Cheese to work with here. Blizzy is in position to try to set up for something here.
He's gonna
cut the wave.
Okay,
I believe. Yeah.
They are already heading back. You sort of saw there from the Lina, Zephyr knew that this play was going to happen, so he already sort of came back to join the creep wave. Blizzy, he's got Blink back up, he's able to create the distance. They didn't get any damage onto him, so Blizzy's able to blink and CP out from the trees, despite Tigers turning and trying to chase him.
Wait, did he miss the stun after the Yules? It looked like, right? I think so. But he gets away. He's going to survive. Now they can set up to this defense. They're even split pushing bottom on the side of Navi. Magical's trying to cut the wave again. And he actually finds Zephyr while doing
Zephyr, he does. He comes up in the back and they get the jump in the blade mail there as well. Arjit, can they kill him? The that time lapse will keep that Aegis safe for another push.
That was so close. He was in dunk range for a second there too. Blizzy unable to find that opportunity. Now they know. Ags Weaver is another thing they have to be prepared for.
They do have ways to get into the back.
They do.
Magical could get around there. If they could sort of find, you know, the Tiny or Ags in position for the wrap, they could do it. Magical actually going with a big zip. He's trying to come in onto the Huskar. Arjit has a homing missile heading his way as well. Magical down to about half mana. Choose coming in as well with the Shadow Blade. Could look to find the positioning to get that jump on the Weaver. They have to find the Weaver if they want to fight. But of course, you can expect to see this every time. Tigers just keeping the Wonder Kid at the far back of the fight, making it so hard for Navi to get that jump onto the Weaver and make sure those Aghanims time-lapse saves do not come into play.
Like you said, they have a lot of ways to do so. I think the biggest or best one that they can do later on is now when the Storm can go for either Orchid or Hex, so he can just throw...
If they can find him.
It's going to be a lot of coordination that Navi has to do, but we've seen them at this tournament have incredible coordination. I've seen them time and time again, their axe calls, their silences, like always being on point. They're going to need it this game.
this.
Oh, they have so many ways to hunt them on the side of Navi.
And this becomes, you know, it's an increasingly harder game for Tigers to play, because when you sort of turn up with the draft as they did with that 5th pick Huskar, I doubt as a team you're really thinking about playing from behind, playing from being 6k behind this Gyrocopter and Storm Spirit lineup. You expect to be ahead at all points, and with the way that the game was starting, Tigers, they would have certainly seen that it's like, hey, this Huskar's getting all the free farm in the world. We're against these cores that can be punished by a very farmed early game Huskar. We're going to be fine. But now at this 31-minute mark, mid-game, coming into late game stage of the game, they've got to come up with a new strategy, because this Huskar is no longer the beast that you sort of hope for him to be when you picked him up 5th pick.
And they're trapped in their base. When they have like their Aegis and their cheese, they're trapped inside of the base because of the pressure that Navi's putting out. Now there's a full Orchid, level 20 on Magical, 8, 1, and 6 on this Storm Spirit. Navi.
I don't think they could have sort of played this game any better so far, Navi. It was not an easy draft to play.
Definitely not.
The panel, they all went with Tigers. I don't blame them. You look at this lineup, the way that Tigers played in game 1 as well, you can certainly consider that if they can sort of run over a team that quickly with an outdraft, why would they not be able to do it again? But the answer this time around is Navi threw something different into the mix. They threw this gyro pick in. It's something that we do not see ever really on its own, but Crystallize is making it work big time as he's getting those items. Tigers still, though, they do have the ways to force the fights as they're straight down the mid lane. RJ onto the tier 3 tower. At the same time, Magical, he's looking for a bit of split push on the Storm. He's actually taking a tier 3 tower down himself. And now back off, go for the TP back to base. Fire Blast comes out onto the Phoenix, but not enough damage to kill him off. Snake will be fine. Jump forward. They get the call onto the Huskar. The Supernova as well. RJ's gone. He was silent. He couldn't get the Aghanim's time lapse. But In Your Dream could not get the save of Tigers. They've lost 3. Navi, they're not done. They want to make sure they clean up the entire lineup of Tigers. They have lost Blizzy, but this is what I'm saying with the Axe. It doesn't matter if he goes in and dies, because he can set up the rest of his team for glory. 1437 will escape, but again, Navi holding these defenses, and that silence onto the Weaver. Perfect play yet again from Magical, making sure that this big item, the Aghanims, cannot be there to save that Huskar.
Yeah, just perfect coordination coming in again from Navi. Just these simultaneous jumps they're able to cause. Just catching Tigers. Tigers, it seemed like that might have been a little bit of a desperation push, and Navi just completely smashes them all the way up to 13k gold lead now, getting more and more items displayed. And Magical, 23 Bloodstone charges on this Storm Spirit. Look at that mana pool. 61 mana regen. Navi seem to have thwarted this Huskar.
It's Magical. Silence onto Moon. Quick zip in. There is an Aghanim's time. That's from the Weaver, saving Moon once. It's not going to be enough to keep him actually alive for the full duration as they zip in, kill him off. Full set of rags taken by Navi on the top lane, as they are certainly sending the message to Tigers that they're going to have to try something else. The Meepo pick may have sort of phased Navi and got that game 1 win pretty securely for Tigers, but Huskar, as it seems, is not going to cut it. Navi with perfect ways to play around him, and as I sort of keep addressing, this was not a Huskar that struggled at the start. RG was sort of comfortably by a few thousand sitting at the top for the first 10-15 minutes of the game. It didn't matter. The way that Navi are pulling together as a team and giving us, without a doubt, the best Dota that we've seen so far from Navi at this LAN. Yep. They're making this Huskar lineup just look so weak. It just falls over in every one of these team fights.
Yeah, and they have 21 deaths combined bottom on Tigers in their bottom lane. 21.
He gets broken straight away with the BKB. Crystallize looking to get on top of them. They've lost the Weaver. There's going to be no Aghanim's time now. BKB's out from Archie. He's going to try his best to fight back as Crystallize is focusing the Tombstone, keeps his distance away from Archie. As the BKB now wears up for the both of them. Magical zipping straight back in. Has he got the control? He's being fire blasted, multicasted by Moon, but he's in. The Vortex comes out. Archie will fall. Double kill for Blizzy again with the call for Blizzy. The triple kill from the Axe. The zombies do kill him, but Tigers, they get team wiped. Navi doing it time and time again in this game 2. As game 1 Many people may have been quick to write Navi off in this series, but with a performance like they have shown here in this game, who really is the stronger team out of the two of them?
Just great execution inside of all these fights. Blizzy, time and time again, getting the two-man calls. We've seen what he's done on his axe previously in this tournament. He recovered so well in this game after that laning phase. He got the blink dagger at a good timing. And like I was mentioning, there's really so much that is coming down to this bottom lane that happened for Tigers, right? Like Navi being able to get so enabled on this gyro. This Tiny also level 22. There's just so many deaths between this Ogre and the lean on the side of Tigers that it's given Navi so much to just take over this game.
Yeah, you look over at Crystallize, it's, you know, he's chilling.
He absolutely is.
11-1 and 18. He has the butterfly on top of the MKB. He's got 1,400 gold on his way towards the safe tanning. I mean, Jaro, I mean, as we said, I don't know when the last time we saw sort of a Jaro pick without the IO. I don't remember the last time we saw Jaro without an IO have as good of a game as Crystallize is having here. Like, this is an insane Jaro performance. There has been no other team in sort of Dota 2 at the top that's been able to pull off something like Crystallize's this game.
Yeah,
in at least a year.
Not recently.
I mean,
yeah.
Sure, back in the days of the ho-ho-ha-has, the trolls, the snipers, Jaros, sure. You know, this was sort of another day in Dota 2. But nowadays, you do not get to see this at all.
You'd imagine too, like you look at the score and you see this Huskar is like 3-6. You'd imagine he might have had like a rough start. He did not. Storm 11-1. He did not. Tigers now all about this final Roshan as they've lost. I mean, a long time ago they lost complete control of this game, but now it's desperate moves they need to take. It's just getting harder and harder and harder versus Navi's lineup. Their timing window has disappeared as Weaver's farm is completely stopped too.
And then Blizzy! Straight in the three-man call! 3 dead on Tigers as Blizzy once again!
A GG.
Oh, you gotta tap out after that! You have to tap out after that!
Roshan has fallen to the ring. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Amateur move. They would lose if they did that. Everyone knows you throw.
We're gonna get an ogre ban. We don't know. Tiger's thinking about it.
What are they doing? They're
37. He's thinking.
What are they gonna do?
Clock's ticking. 23.
Hands up. Hands up.
Hands up!
Hands up, baby.
This isn't America, guys. You can just talk to the policeman here.
Hands up!
10 seconds remaining.
Please don't get political on the program. If Harambe was the president, we wouldn't be having any of these problems.
What is happening?
This is the longest a team has ever taken to ban out a second
Radiant
ban.
It's the same hero, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe they just couldn't
Yeah, it
find
is.
That happens to me
What's
sometimes.
happening, Cheever?
Well, so far Navi has banned out the same heroes. Let's see if Tigers ban out Treant again and have the same bans there too.
What is this flexing position? I just got a comment on it.
Whoa!
Something?
Well, it's an intimidation.
And it's the same bans.
Tree? And didn't ban ogre?
No, he
No,
banned Treant.
Radiant team
Okay.
Nice. The axe first pick. That's what I expected.
Is it?
Lizzie!
After that performance, I agree.
Look at that
It's an
smile.
acre. He's like, yes, he's gonna carry me.
Yep. And
You know-
one thing to note is that the Navi bans, I think part of the reason they're not changing it, they're taking away all the win conditions from Tigers. And so far, Tigers has been relying on this 10th pick cheese. They don't have the ability to go to any of their like strong strategies because I think they're all based upon those 3 opening bans from Navi. And I think they might just be comfortable playing against the cheese. They took their lactate, now they're all of a sudden ready to go, drink that milk, eat that yogurt, and take victory.
Both teams are pretty good at recovering after a loss. We've seen that before in series. We've seen that before over the course of a tournament. Why are you there? You guys, they're just laughing at me.
You're
right
just
now.
talk.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I don't even know what I'm
What do
doing.
you want
wrong.
from us?
We have the, we
All right,
did
I
the
want to hear from you
analysis.
guys. I want to hear from you guys. Mental fortitude. How much does it come to play in the best of 5? Because I heard some rumors backstage earlier thinking that, well, Tigers lost that game. They're going to be tilting right now.
I don't think there is such a thing as tilt.
Oh!
Okay, I know that is wrong. So let's just ignore that statement.
sentence just hilted me. I'm pissed.
Well, it depends on the team, I think. You can kind of tell when teams...
No, oh no, he coming. Oh Lord, he coming. Ogre Magi.
I was listening, Slacks. I was listening. What
Go
was
ahead.
having to say?
Go ahead, sorry.
Go on.
What a weird thing were you trying to set up
So,
here?
I wasn't setting up anything. I was discussing tilt.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so some teams are much better at keeping their cool than others. Some teams get mad, some teams make memes. But traditionally, the teams that do the best,
Jen! Oh my god!
Oh Lord, he coming.
This hero!
Oh my God. Now go ahead, Kyle.
The teams that do the best.
We're not tilting
Such
you,
as-
are we?
So teams like Liquid and OG, they rely on the power of friendship and come into games just thinking, it's like a Kuro statement, really. We might win, we might lose. It kind of depends on fate. All we can do is our best and hope that in the end we come out triumphant.
I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, OG in the TI at least was fueled by hatred.
That's not true.
That is true, though.
It's you
Read
guys,
the book.
Have you seen the picture?
I took it, Shiva. I've seen it.
I know. I mean, that was not the power of friendship in that picture. That was the power of hatred and fuel and rage
That
and
was
revenge.
competitive vigor.
I live my
Very
life by
different.
hatred.
I call it revenge. Revenge is a dish
You
best
guys
served.
Can we not falsify the facts and manufacture drama? All right, the storyline is.
Excuse me. Have you seen the picture?
Have you seen the picture though, you idiot? Have you seen it?
Look, that picture was a hoax.
What? What?
It's
No.
fake news.
No, Valve fabricated it. Oh God, I'll admit it.
Valve.
I watched them.
secretly-
It was AR. It was AR. They AR'd him on the stage. Oh God.
All right, guys, let's focus on the game here. We have got the first few picks coming out, and we are in the second ban phase. So we've seen Ogre, Magi, and Lina already from Tigers before,
Yeah, that worries me.
and the lane was the lane that failed. But they can always go back and put that Ogre as support and put Lina as a core. Like, those are two very flexible picks.
They
That's
ban out the Dark Willer?
Yeah.
No,
Why
don't
don't
not
do
like the
that?
hero a lot. And we've seen they switched from the Enigma to Axe now, which makes a lot of sense because Navi, they want to be more aggressive. This Enigma sometimes is a bit too slow of a Dota hero. So Navi, they want to keep fighting.
Yep.
They picked that with a Chen. They go hard
in the paint.
What?
in the paint.
You've never.
That's what it means. That's what Grandgrad told me, actually.
Hard in the paint?
Don't
Yes.
listen to him.
What does that mean? Because
It's a basketball reference, I believe.
In a way, it's complicated. It's a multiple meanings. It's really dependent on the interpretation of those listening.
gross.
You guys obviously don't get it, so we're gonna move on. Storm banned from Tigers. They're sick of the magical storm. It was quite effective, and I would expect.
Freaking overly
The
effective.
Look at the time they have to spend. There's so much thought going into this pick. What will it
Yep.
be? Bulldog. You don't know. It's
I know.
Oh, you do?
I'm feeling the Winter Wyvern.
Hell!
Gonna finally come back
Been a
now.
long time.
I think you mean the
You know-
Winter Dragon.
A Wyvern is a dragon, though. It's a type of dragon.
Give me that tiny dog.
I don't think you're tiny here. It's way too much single target, and it also somewhat closes their draft.
Last time they went for the Weaver Undying picks.
I think Weaver
this
and Dying is still quite good, to be honest. It's just that 10th pick. They don't build around one of their favorite cores, so they have a nice lineup, but there's no glue that provides the victory.
Yeah.
Is Undying glue?
No, the last pick would be. Like, they need the win condition hero, and it was Meepo, then it was Huskar. I think they should have and could have won both games. Another Chavash Tiny.
Yay!
Nice. He owned in that previous game.
Indeed.
He did.
Indeed.
He made that bottom lane work for them and Gyro.
Cool. Why'd they ban Dark Willow, though?
Because it's also a Chavash hero that's dominating. And, you know, if you're going to ban out heroes and you don't really know what your enemy team is going to do, why not ban out some signature heroes like Magical, Storm, and Chavash's Willow?
I don't think you ever laned against Axe, Dark Willow, Slacks. If you ever had, you would know.
Well, what I know.
That is not fun.
Okay.
It is not fun. Dark Willow.
Holy shit!
Damn.
Admiral Bulldog the God!
Called it.
Woo!
Winter
back.
Wyvern.
That's why
Finally.
we're the analysts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still wrong a lot.
You've been wrong the 4 last games, I believe. Kyle?
That's not true.
Kyle,
Not true at all.
Oh, Kyle has, yes.
Kyle has been. The last 4 games, you've been wrong with your prediction.
Templar
that out.
Assassin.
Who's counting anyway?
Oh.
I don't know about you guys. I'm trying to get them wrong. It's too easy
Hey-oh!
to get it right.
You're just reverse jinxing?
Yes.
Hey-oh!
Finally, we have TA back on Navi.
Yeah,
They didn't click it for a few games now, but damn, Magical and TA has won every matchup he played against, and big time.
I think if you are the side of Tigers, Navi, I feel like you got to ban Ember. Tigers now don't want to put Lina mid. They might have been thinking about it, but now I'm pretty sure you have the core, the Ogre, the Wyvern again. And looking at their draft, I'm feeling a bit concerned because they're in that same scenario. We have 4 heroes that can play on map and fast, but they have limited damage. And they don't have something to build around. Who's like the Aegis carrier that's going to take the game for them? That's their 10th pick. But what are the options available? The Meepo gets banned out, and immediate gyro from Navi. All in on this high aggression, just pace. Look at the pace they can play with. They're going to be so fast around the map. They're going to eat towers for breakfast, Roche for lunch, and the major slot for dinner.
Wow. This is not yet the last game. Oh, look, we get a heart.
Why are you facepalm?
Yo! Another gyro. Okay, now that... They might have not been prepared for this last time, but come on.
I think you might Alchemist. I'm not sure, though. I don't like it against TA too much.
If you're thinking about if you're going to play fast, surely an Alchemist is not the right way to go. Or you want something that can match the timing, right?
You just pick Ember, really. You just pick Ember because it allows you to stay aggressive. You don't really feed to anything except for the Axe Call. And while you lose, it's a very skill-based matchup mid. But if you get 1 kill, it turns things around. And there we go.
Holy woly, he did it too. He did it.
That means that you're going to be able to predict who's going to win, right?
Holy.
Bulldog, you're up first, though.
Golly. Yeah, I switched seats.
This is very easy, honestly. I see a core Ogre, I vote other team.
This is very easy for me. I see what Bulldog does. I do the opposite. Navi is gonna win, or Tigers is gonna win. Tigers is gonna win.
You know you've been wrong so far going against Bulldog, but sure.
That's right. Select, stop making faces.
Can you please be serious? This is a grand finals
I'm
panel.
thinking. This is my thinking face. I don't do it often.
That's not your thinking face.
Resting crazy face.
Navi.
That's right.
10 seconds.
The last time I went with Cal, we lost. I'm gonna go for Navi as well.
I'm taking all the glory of this.
Oh, let's see what's gonna happen here in the 3rd game of the grand final, of course, our Dream League Season 10 with Odie, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you, Shiva. Yes, ready for another game here in the best of 5 grand finals of the Corsair Dream League Season 10 Minor. We have Navi and Tigers ready to go. The drafts are done. It's 1-1 at the moment in this best of 5. Who's going to be able to get themselves back in the lead in this best of 5 series, folk? We've got another game. Navi bringing out that gyrocopter. Tigers with their 5th pick answering with the Ember Spirit. Carl seemed to like the Tigers lineup. What sort of side are you falling on?
Navi set an incredible pace with that gyrocopter last time. I thought that the lane was not going to go so bad. I mean, Ogre and Lina had a combined like 20-something deaths in the last game. I think they should at least be trading out a couple in that bottom one. I mean, I like the pace that Navi set, though. Blizzy's Axe, he's been absolutely destroying every single game. As soon as he gets Blink Dagger, he always seems to find the catches. He's like Blink, Blade Mail, Shadow Blade build, and he's done it like every single time. He just always seems to be in the right place at the right time to find all the pickoffs. And they've got Magical on his best hero, right? His Templar Assassin has been absolutely phenomenal. We'll see how this matchup goes, though. The mid matchup for me is going to be a big thing that dictates the pace. Like the panel was saying, skill-based. But the thing about Ember Spirit is in the mid game, you're able to hunt the TA a lot if your team's able to set the pace and look. And this time, too, now they have stuff that can actually hunt and catch, right? The last game, they just lacked so much catch to really do anything. Sure, they had this Huskar lineup that just wants to kind of like ball down and end the game, but now this Ember Spirit can at least try to set up ganks on the sidelines.
And I'm liking this a lot better as well. We've got, what, 1437 back on the leader. Yeah. This was sort of the combination that we talked about that has succeeded in their laning stage time and time again. They switched it around, obviously, last game with 1437 playing the Undying, which is fair enough, but then you sort of put Zephyr in that position on the Lina, where he certainly did seem comparatively more uncomfortable on that hero compared to the 1437 Lina performances we've had before.
He was, I mean, uncomfortable. He was extremely uncomfortable. He missed time after time. His light strike arrays were off the point. Even after like a Yule set up into like a stun, he'd miss it. In the lane too, he like ran into the gyrocopter. There was a lot of things that Zephyr had trouble with in the last game, and we've seen 1437 had great games on the Lina.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So this Wyvern pick too, the Wyvern versus the Chen can be really strong, but that's where I think also the gyrocopter can also have its strength. The Gyro versus Wyvern is something we used to see in the past when Gyro was very popular. You can't really cold embrace targets because he just does majority magic damage. Meander.
begins.
will be sent away from the top bounty rune. We're going to see down bottom. Arjit's able to get himself in with the Shikuchi, take that rune away from Blizzy. So across the map as it is, 3 bounty runes to start off going the way of Tigers.
I'm just looking forward to see what this top lane can do again. So if 1437 and Moon can make the difference in comparison to Ogre or Moon Meander and Zephyr versus the same lane composition.
Well, we'll see how much of a difference that player swap does make.
They know that this courier snipe is coming. The Chen is in position for it, but Tigers, they are prepared.
Yeah, they shouldn't fall foul to this.
Really, coming out, magical.
Getting a fair bit onto the TA, punishing of course whilst level 1 with just the side blades and refraction.
Yeah, he killed the whole enemy wave without a single one of his creeps dying initially, but now magical. He gets all 4 last hits. And Zephyr, he's looking for the courier snipe himself.
And he's going to get it.
And is the Chen?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen that before. Both sides losing their couriers in perfect harmony. A win for the teams and a loss for the animals.
Whose was more important? TA had the salve on it. I think the TA's was probably more important. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only got a shared tango and a fairy fire magical.
Yep, Ember already has extra tangos, so. But Magical, as we said, skill-based matchup. Magical's been absolutely amazing on this Templar assassin already. 7-3 last hits. But has to be careful here. Oh.
He's got to be really careful. Just that shared tango and a fairy fire. Another ping comes out.
They want a rotation.
Yeah, they bring the Wyvern back over.
Yeah.
That's top.
Moon.
We go on to Moon. He has got the missile on his way. They try for the toss back, but it's not going to latch onto the hero. Just a creep. So Moon will be fine.
Magical, getting pressured. He's got to get sent home. It takes quite a long time, but he will be able to get the hell out of there. Sent back and saves his TP so he can TP back to the lane nicely. And that's actually kind of like a reset. He can pick up some regen if he needs it too. So that's very useful coming out from the Chen. And we see Blizzy down bottom, haven't really paid much attention to the bottom lane, but he's cutting creep waves, having a hell of a time. He's not versus an Undying this time that just chases him, spams the Ks. So Blizzy again, gonna be set up for success.
Oh, top lane. Good bit of a harass here onto Crystallized. Light Strike won't catch him though. Just fast enough to keep the distance. And with the sail popped, he'll be back up to full. And in fact, down bottom, Zephyr, he tried to come across to disrupt this from Blizzy, but Blizzy ends up getting the whole wave and the first blood. He's salving up as well, so it'll be good to stay down here. You can't afford to just hand a free first blood kill to an axe that's cutting the creep wave. That's a big no-no.
No, definitely not. And Zephyr really has to step it up. In the last game, he struggled as the Lina. This game keeps away the first blood to the... Yeah, like you said, that axe.
You can't do that.
No, he definitely cannot.
But he did. And he's going to come back into the lane onto mid. At least make sure that Wonder Kid continues to have a great time. Top lane, Chew does get caught out by the chain stuns, but...
We're seeing this lane go completely different already, though.
It's so much stronger this time around for Tigers.
The Ogre Lina, it should do very well versus Jaro, like we were saying last time. Just Navi, they must have had some like incredible... We saw a couple of tossbacks from Chew on the Tiny, but this time around, gonna be a little bit different. But Blizzy, he's nearly level 5. He has a hood coming out on the courier.
No, he does.
He has a full hood on the courier.
You mean a cloak, right?
No, it's a full hood.
Oh my goodness.
It's 3 minutes in.
3.5 minutes in! He's level 5 with a hood top lane. At least Tigers maybe have to find themselves some positivities. They'll take down Crystallized, but 1437s have to die for the tower for it. So he'll die. Choose there.
And Moon might go down too.
Choose still got the combo. He's got the avalanche, a toss back as well, and the Moon. Fire blast, trying his best to run away, but Crystallized back in the lane. Won't look to commit. Homing missile still on cooldown for 8 seconds, so Moon will be fine. But oh my goodness, Blizzard.
Massive.
Absolutely massive. Hood at 3.5 minutes in, that's unheard of. And it's got to be the fastest hood we've seen on an axe ever.
It might actually be the fastest.
3.5 minutes hood of Defiance. And level 5. Maybe a couple more waves, he's going to be level 6. You can't get this axe out of the lane. Top lane. A light strike onto Chew, but the backup's there from Crystallized. In fact, they're looking to chase. Avalanche missile comes down onto the Leonette. Crystallized getting himself on top. They take down 1437. Moon's got to be careful as well. If the tree comes out, smacks him on the back, and Moon has to head back to heal. He's mid lane. Set up with the chains, magical. He's going to look to just sort of chase this down, trying to get the angle with the side blades, but Wonder Kid keeps the distance and will be fine. Only just though, going down to 30 HP. He's down to the last tango and a fairy fire.
And look at this, they're applying pressure with the Wildkin as well, so Blizzy's hurting the tower quite a bit here. As Ajin, he's had to use all of his mana to secure some last hits. They will have the Shrine available in about 5 seconds too, but those bounties, he wants to try to claim them. Clarity up.
He'll be able to take the, well, actually, will he? Seneko, is he quick on the fingers? He's not. Arjit will be able to steal the rune. A little on the mana, so can't chase too hard. Is he going for another Shikuchi?
He breaks
He does not.
He breaks the clarity.
Seneko will die unless he wants to pop the Shrine of the Stick, and well, with that popped, he should actually live long enough for backup to come in, and indeed he does. Arjit has to retreat. The turn, he'll take the creep down. But Arjit will at least get back to safety. Doesn't get that kill, though, that he was hunting and hoping for. Mid lane CS at the moment. You see Magical leading the way 30 to 10, 30 for free, trading the CS pretty well, the two of them.
Yep, and they're ready. Seneko's, while he's been moving around between the bottom lane and mid, since you see he's only level 2 on the Chen, he's not able to really gank and set up since this axe is just cutting waves. He's stacking Ancient.
Look at this axe. It's what, 5 minutes in. 5 minutes in, and Blizzy, he's got the tower. Yep. He's got the tower.
The dream for an axe. Cutting and getting every single last hit and then getting a first blood. You can't ask for more.
I see that try. Shoot. There's 3 heroes here from Tigers trying to make the go, but Crystallize, he heads into the midst of them all. He's only level 4, so not a crazy amount of magical combo that he can throw out. Chu's still alive for now. Zeph from 1437, they'll look to die. Dragon Slave comes in. He needs another right click from Zephyr though, and Chu, he's doing his best to juke it out through the trees. At the same time, Seneko comes in with a wraparound on the mid lane. They'll kill off the Wonder Kid. Tigers do get the kill eventually onto the Tiny, but as we saw, they did lose that hero mid. They lost the Ember Spirit to a gank from Seneko.
See Moon tanking the tower, trying to make sure that he can protect that catapult so they can try to take this tower early on as well, since they already lost their tier 1 bottom, but they're all very low up here. And Blizzy,
he's taking a tier 2.
He's just keeping his catapult alive.
This axe, I mean, Blizzy, we've spoken to him a few times. He's a very cheery fellow, and I bet he's smiling his face off this game.
This is going to be an incredibly early blink dagger.
Oh my goodness, this axe. This is why they pick it first pick. I think you have to have something drafted to address this play, or you just straight up ban the axe. You can't let him have it. Blizzy just seems to have the freest game of his life. Surely it's not game over or anything, but this axe, you cannot emphasize enough how fat this axe is.
Yeah. In the last game, they did pick something to deal with him, right? They picked the Undying, which is pretty annoying to play versus an axe in lane and also in the game because the Tombstone. This time, though, it's a free farm axe level 8. All right, let's see what Blizzy can make happen with it, because their gyro this game is not out the same start.
Yeah, Crystallize is going to need help, but by all means, you know, an axe with a good start, he's certainly the help that a gyro needs.
Sure.
That sort of jump and setup that buys time to keep people held underneath the cooldown. Chu does get found. Tigers keeping the 3-man up it will punish Chu. The cooldown does come in, and so Crystallize will look to turn. It's Crystallize with the Rocket Barrage, gets himself on top of Moon. The stick charges will not keep Moon alive, and in fact there's a wraparound as well from Seneko. As Navi, they'll look to take more than just the one from this. The chase down onto Zephyr being proceeded on by Crystallize. Can they quite close the gap? 4037 goes for a light stroke, but he gets dodged by Crystallize. They're still very low. In fact, they're going to send the gyro back. Seneko's still trying to chase, but the backup's there. Seneko won't find the kill onto the Lina, so the 1437 will be healed up. Fire Blast from Ogre holds back the Hellbear Smasher. They're also bringing the Ember Spirit up towards the top lane for that play on Tigers. But this is just more space for Blizzy. It's only 8 minutes, and he's nearly got the Blink Dagger on top of the Hood of Defiance. And that is when he can just go to sort of any of these lanes, whether it be towards the mid to set up for the T8 or towards the top to set up for Crystallize, where they have so many opportunities to set up for kills that they're going to be so hard for Tigers lineup to punish.
Absolutely. And we were talking about the gyrocopter being shut down. Look at the Weaver, Ajit. He's been bullied. Like, he only has 37 last hits in the lane because this axe just had such a successful time to just cut the wave, make this Weaver tank creeps under tower constantly, and then he just takes his tower. Blizzy is uncontested.
Yeah, this axe has got the potential to entirely take over the game.
Navi, 2k gold lead. Crystallize.
Oh, they got the light strike. They're pulling in Arjit as well. Crystallize does get the cooldown off, and Tuesday with the backup. Crystallize should still fall for sure, and he does, but not before Navi get 2 kills in return. Double kill for Chu, good burst of gold for him. Blizzy, a few more creeps, the Blink Dagger's already on its way out. So 9 minutes in.
Level 10 with a blink and a hood.
Has to be one of the best starts we have seen an axe get.
I mean, he's literally above 500 GPM, so that's pretty crazy.
And he's already looking to make a move. They're not going to quite expect this. They're not going to expect the 9-minute Blink Dagger Hood axe. No one does. There's Arjit. It's a bit of a bait there. There it is. The avalanche into the blink. They get the 2-man call, and it's duplicate kills. And look at that. Respect from Blizzy as well, letting Crystallize take the kill on Moon. Doesn't go for the secondary dunk. He says Marjara needs the gold. He's going to get it. I'm a bro.
And where did the Radiant Courier go? Did it die during that? The Courier died. Oh no. Na'Vi getting absolutely everything going their way this game. The Ember Spirit is the saving grace for Tigers, but the TA is having a perfect time, Blizzy.
Good luck with this.
He's got a hood, but
He's got a hood.
they're right next to his shrine. Can they actually get this man? Nope.
He's got this backup
got
as
the
well.
blink.
I mean, Blizzy will back away. He did have as well Crystallizing Chew. If they really wanted, they could have tried to force that fight, but Blizzy will play it cool.
All three cores at the top now. As the gyrocopter, sure, he died top, but they got great trades out of that.
He was not in a great place in farm, but that one rotation with this axe and bam, Blizzy boost Crystallized back up.
Yep, and Chavash as well, the Tiny. Catapulted forward. We saw what he could do last time on the Tiny. He's already off to a great start too. Na'Vi, 5k gold lead now. It's just accelerating faster than we can even see. Another ancient stack coming along too, so they can have the TA get enabled by that, even more so than he is already. Tigers with a very similar strategy to the last game, thus not having a cheese like a Huskar, but besides that the side lane's pretty similar. It's not working out so far for them.
I just really think that Tigers, if this game continues to go this way, the way of Na'Vi, they have to seriously consider if they want to let that axe through the draft. Because even when they do have ways to sort of, at least sort of dissuade him from making these creep cuts, it just seems so powerful. And Blizzy knows exactly how to abuse it.
Every single time you see him just on the prowl. He doesn't show himself in lane at all when he's playing this.
Finger Dream comes forward too far. He's going to get caught out by a call. The spin's coming to play and the dunk from Blizzy. Another kill for the axe.
Hashtag Blizzy.
Hashtag Blizzy.
He's doing everything today now for his team, and they're even looking to hunt more. Chew.
Yeah, mid lane.
Toss back.
Yeah, they go. They've got the control. Magical. Has he got enough damage? It certainly looks to be it. Moon's trying to at least bring down someone with him, but the light strike from 40-37 will not connect. As Chew still alive. Hand of God heal comes through.
And they're cutting. Blizzy's immediately on the way in the rotation to try to get some more catch.
Oh no, here comes Blizzy. Have some mercies in. Cold embrace, doesn't matter as Blizzy sends him to a cold hard grave.
7k gold lead, it's just ramping up too fast. They need their Ember, they need this Ember Spirit, honestly, to just be running around making plays non-stop for the side of Tigers. The other heroes can't make the similar plays as this hero does. So I think the Ember has to watch how much he shows himself in lane for Tigers to try to have a chance here, but they're losing so much map control. They lose their tier 2 already at this pace in the game. 8k gold lead. Na'Vi, their game plan working again this time around. And the top lane, the Ogre Lina, they were off to a bit of a better start, but then some quick rotations coming in from a blink dagger on an axe completely changes everything. And looking at like this, the thing is that with Tigers lineup, they want to be off to a good start in the laning phase. If you look at Navi's, their heroes are fine with going in the later state. A Gyrocopter, if he can get out of the laning phase, he becomes very, very threatening. TA, sure, you have this this timing where your BKB can start to tick low, but if you are able to farm ancient stacks and get a Blink Desolator very quick time, look at the heroes on the side of Tigers. Who's the tankiest? It's an Ogre Magi who's not off to the best start whatsoever. He can just get brought down so quickly from the TA.
Oh, look at that goal from Magical. Oh,
he's going to be so rich. Seneko setting up those stacks. And look at Blizzy. He knows. He doesn't need to get more farm. He'll get farm from getting kills. Sit behind your cores, and when they try to make aggressive moves, be there for the backup. Such a great start for this axe. Tigers.
You can see Tigers, they know that
something's up.
Crystallize is sort of the easiest pick-off, but at the same time, they know that there's going to be some sort of trap set.
Yep. And they don't have their level 6 on the Lina still either, so they need that extra burst. They're giving 1437 the lane to try to get him that Laguna. They now have it for that little bit more burst damage. But they're not farming much on the map here because of this. We see Na'Vi. Look at the way they're displayed across the map. Magical's just like, cool. Farming Ancients. Mid, Chavash. Farming. Top, the Gyrocopter's still able to get this farm. They're getting so much more out of the map. Magical was just level 12. Now he's level 14 from farming all those Ancients. Great movement on the map so far by Na'Vi, just controlling time and time again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're still hunting on this top lane, the three of them.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Now it's spotted, and look at Blizzy.
They're just collapsing in
Immediately.
They know this is a fight they can take, and look who's there. Blizzy straight in, two-man call. All the setup in the world that Na'Vi need to easily get those 2 kills.
He's got a full pipe now on top too. So the physical damage is pretty limited on the side of Tigers. Now they have a pipe thrown in on top. That Ember Spirit, the Ember Spirit's not going to be able to do much of anything if the axe is there.
Magical's got a blink on top of the desk, so whilst this has all been going on, they're hitting all of their item timings at record pace, Na'Vi.
They can look to do the Roche with just the TA and the Chen. The rest of the 3 can run around the map for Na'Vi and look to get these kills. As it's 12k gold lead. It's getting out of hand. It's been getting out of hand from the beginning of this one. But it's getting even more so as Seneko, he will get spotted, going for some deep wards, and will be punished.
They get a chain, kill a bit of money for In Your Dream. But he's going to need a hell of a lot more to really catch up to the pace of the others. I mean, you can see just the difference in the mid lane at the moment. 4.7k net worth on Ember, 9k net worth on Magical, closing to nearly double the net worth that this TA has, as the net worth difference as a team just continues to drop so far away from Tigers.
And the experience too. I mean, it's 16 minutes in. That's an over 10,000 experience lead. That is something you don't see every day.
And Na'Vi are absolutely crushing it.
Yeah. And full map control when you have a TA on your team. Like we said, they have so many options that they can look to they can just go for the Roche with the TA and the Chen and have the rest running around. I believe the Tiny as well, the Chuvash, now has a blink, because the TA was just ancienting for the last, 3 minutes or so, while he just farmed the mid lane. So level 8 Tiny with Blink. This core Ogre has a Vanguard, but he's level 7.
I mean, we're going to have seen it 2 games in a row, them trying to run the core Ogre. I know it's worked out for them in the past, but maybe against Na'Vi today, it's not the way to go.
A miss by Blizzy this time around.
He's going to get Winter's Curse. Zephyr will therefore be able to TP out as Chu a little off the mark with the Avalanche. Zephyr's on the high ground. They don't quite know the exact position. But
how can Tigers take fights? They're just going to... Na'Vi can just go on Rush Pit. With Pipe, the damage is just not there for Tigers.
The team fight from Tigers, it's that Winter's Curse. That is it.
And it was just used.
That is it. There's nothing else.
And they're not really that much physical either. The Weaver doesn't apply that much when he's into these type of heroes like Tiny and Axe. When they have this type of farm, they can just get on top of the Weaver and kill him immediately.
17 minutes in, Na'Vi. Well, I'll tell you what they are. They're continuing to make that Drow strat look worse and worse. You know, bottom lane Chu. He's got the setup, and they got the dunk. They got the kill. I mean, this team game 1. Remember how they looked when they had a Drow strat. You know, I'm saying that's the Drow lineup. So if Na'Vi have done anything, they're putting a pretty serious petition to get Drow strats buffed, because they got stomped with the Drow strat. When they don't do a Drow strat, they are just absolutely walking over Tigers this series. Both game 2 and now this game 3, it looks like they're on a totally different level, Na'Vi.
Yep. Seeing Seneko playing his Phoenix, seeing Seneko playing his Chen, the 2 heroes that he excels at the most with his team. And it's working. It's working beautifully. Well, and Blizzy, of course. I mean, we've already time and time again said how well this man plays the axe, and he's just taking it to a new level this game.
Yeah. And I think, you know, this... That's another catch. And Na'Vi, when we've been talking to them, they seem very confident. They've said that they have put serious amounts of preparation and work in before this LAN.
And you can see it.
We're seeing it all come together in this grand finals. Exactly the point where it absolutely has to. You know, 1 series away from securing a ticket to the major and taking away that first place grand prize here at the Corsair Dream League Mark.
And look at this, they're constantly on the hunt. He's able to get the Remnant out. I believe he's going for the Maelstrom build first. They want to have some physical damage, or they want to have some actual damage to come out, but that's also more magical. And they're going to be playing into the Axe Pipe, which we already mentioned, and I believe Gyrocopter, very close to BKB. Same thing with the TA. You have to imagine these 2 heroes, they're going to go for those early BKBs. Game for Tigers looking nearly impossible now at this point, as they're just trapped in their base mostly. Look at the mini-map. They have the Weaver farming bottom, but everybody else is just stuck in the base, unable to farm and push out versus Navi's dominant map control.
BKB, Desolator Blink, pre-20 minute mark, you're going to be very happy as a TA.
Absolutely.
very, very happy.
Over that 600 gold per minute mark. Yeah, he's doing great. Now we talked about Blizzy's item build. This time he varied a little bit, right? He went for the pipe because he realized how little physical there was and how all magical it was on the side of Tigers. Doesn't even care about the blade mill. He's just going for Shadow Blade. Go for that hunting. Just keep looking for those pickoffs time and time again. As they're gonna just keep pushing all these side waves in, and Tigers just still unable to really find positions to get outside the base. Every time they do, that happens. And they tip him. So now they're looking for some type of plays with their 3 stronger heroes on the map, but Navi, they're done with making plays. They're ready to close this game out, go to the high ground, get a pick off.
Straight in, that's a core ogre.
Not anymore.
As I say, I feel like Tigers, they've got to really change it up in game 3. None of this sort of, repicking it. This ogre Lina lane, they've tried it twice against Navi. It has not worked.
It's just not successful.
Sure, this game, it was a little better than game 1, but it wasn't really a lane that would transition into a way that was going to be able to address the issues elsewhere in the map of Blizzy. Making the lead in, making the call happen as they catch out Zephyr once more. Magical jumps in with the Melt Strike to bring down the Wyvern.
And the rocket hits the Lina. Oh, and Crystallize commits.
He is dead. He's got a buyback. There'll be a buyback straight away. Hand of God comes out from Navi. They start to back off a little bit, but Blizzy. Oh, he's in again. The 2-man call, setting things up, but he is getting punished. The Gunner Blade comes down onto him. Blizzy may fall. He's trying to back off, but he'll die. They get the big kill onto the axe. Can they get anything more, though, Moon? Trying to push them away, but they've already taken the range racks in the middle lane. As Navi will not get the melee racks for now. The biggest kill we've seen for Tigers so far this game, and Magical was ready to go back in, jumps in onto Moon. Moon is dead for 35. They've got the combo onto the Emperor as well. That's 2 dead without buyback. The Winter's Curse could cause that man to die, but not Magical. He'll stay alive. The BKB in the middle there. Sentry's going to be dropped down. He gets the blink off as well. To destroy the right click from Archie. Magical will survive. And they're back in. Desolator striking into this Rex. Melee Rex will be claimed.
He's still keeping his Aegis alive. 40 HP. Oh my goodness. 22,000 gold lead. We're at the 1k per minute again. Aegis going to be reclaimed in about 8 seconds, and Navi just continuing this beautiful display.
And if Navi, as I say, with this game pushing themselves potentially to 2-1 lead up in this best of 5 series, if they can repeat this performance in game 3, this is absolutely going to be one of those sort of finals that you can say, Navi, when they turn up the major, this is a team that can absolutely give the other people in the major a run for their money. It's not, if they can continue to just perform like this in the grand finals of a minor, they're going to scale well at the major.
Yeah, definitely Tiger's going to have to go back to the drawing board, try to figure out something to do versus this Navi.
Yeah, you can't, as I say, let him have that axe. Blizzy just got so far ahead. He was set up for one of the easiest games he's had at Atlanta.
Yeah.
As he has been so enormously massive. There's nothing the Tigers can do about him. There's nothing the Tigers can do about the team as a whole. It's 25-6, only 23 minutes into this game. As Navi look to take a second set of racks. They're ready to dive for kills if Tigers want to continue to find. Again, Blizzy. He's in with the control onto Arjit. Do they have the damage to kill him off in time? Cold Embrace will be there, protecting Arjit for now. They'll turn their attention towards Zephyr. Arjit will get himself back towards the base. There's 4 dead on Tigers, none with buyback. They'll be back up in about 10 seconds, 3 of them, but not before a second set of racks is taken from them.
You have to imagine they're just talking about the next game now. This game is absolutely out of the bag. There's no way that you can come back in this unless Navi does some fountain diving several times. They just have to go back to the drawing board, and I think they have to consider this axe ban and maybe change up their opener a little bit. It's just been an absolute treat for Navi fans in particular.
Let's do it sort of 2 games in a row.
With a gyro.
With the gyro, without the IO. Yeah. At the start of the day, again, in the interview with Blizzy, he said they're just going to turn up and play their game, play their strategy. They're certainly doing that here.
Absolutely.
Just by picking this gyro, something that we hadn't seen from them yet, and showing us how well it can work, even when the lane gets crushed. As GG is called, Game 3 goes to Navi as they now lead 2-1 in this best of 5 grand finals at the minor. 1 game away for them from securing a position at the major. Tigers, they have have to pick it up big time.
Absolutely.
2 games in a row where they've looked underwhelming. They haven't looked on the ball. They've not looked like the Tigers that we've seen many times this round. We know that there's a lot more that Tigers can sort of get out of themselves. But you just got to sort of hope for them that they're not sort of caught in this downhill slump now. 2 severe losses in a row. Can they pick it back up?
They're going to need a lot of big changes and just people to step it up, right? Like Zephyr definitely having a bit of a hard time.
Ten seconds remain. team ban.
One of those two.
And there was
they're switching it up. They got the Tiny now. They baited the Enigma, so now they're gonna in their faces and just kill Enigma before it becomes a problem.
you know what?
For long, and so far Tigers is all like short cooldowns,
Yep.
instant bursts and all that, so they can like this is a little bit reversed. Tigers right now can fight all the time. Not bad.
Not bad.
That's been their go-to. On here.
I believe Pangolier would allow them to run at the enemy, and also, that roll pretty good.
If you blink, maybe. Yeah, if you blink.
You think that if you blink?
If you blink on him when you're rolling, you will stop it if he does not have BKB.
But if he has BKB, it's not effective. And whoa! The Navi Shoot Fosh Treant Protector. About time.
And Tigers banned it for a reason.
They did.
How about they go Treant and Phoenix? Is that not a is that not an option
Shiva,
anymore?
really?
I mean, they already got Silencer. I know.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
gonna
that's
happen.
right.
No.
You're just don't make any prediction, please.
Yeah, you were doing real
How
good.
awesome would it be? Just
No,
full on
Shiver.
5-man team fight.
Oh, please.
Sounds pretty bad.
I like it, Cheever.
Thank you.
Peasy.
No, you're gonna lose with Brood.
Oh, you last pick Brood here.
You just lose.
And take the championship here at the Corsair Dream League Season 10. Let's find out. Odie, Pixel, and Fogged, take it away.
Computer 2 connected. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.
A really, really good time, which it is Moon playing the Pango.
Just the Moon
That is
Pango.
the one big thing I want to point out for Tigers, that I do love the way they play with CM plus Pango versus that Enigma. We saw them doing it before. There's a lot of distractions. That's the one thing. Like for Navi, you know, kind of approach that they've had in some of their games with the CM, the Pango. They have this like dual roaming as well.
So would you, in terms of in your dream as well, this game, do you still go for the Quaswex, or because of sort of the heroes, do you look for sort of the Exhort build to sort of help kill these heroes like the Huskar and the Storm?
They do have a good amount of things to set up for. The thing is that then he can set up for the Storm very easily for himself, and if he wants to go for like the Spirit Vessel build.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you still don't lack damage at all, especially getting the Spirit Vessel against the Huskar. Someone's going to need to do it, and would certainly work, as you say, with the Wex build.
Yeah, he still does have a lot of good Sunstrike setups still around the map. Not too sure which one he's going to go for. It's probably Quaswex though.
Well, we'll see how these lanes do go. I mean,
it's Quaswex.
Yeah, they're going to have to imagine bring the Tiny down bottom, as Arjit is not going to have an easy time against both Chew and Blizzy.
No.
On his own.
Bit of a different approach this time coming out from Navi, right? They're putting the Enigma bottom. They're having a Huskar position in the top lane, and it's already working out. Look at those last hits in the first 2 waves.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want the Enigma in the lane against the Pango, because as we've seen, a couple of levels on the Pango, and every time the Eidolons are out, he's going to be able to clear them out and get easy gold.
So they adapted already, right?
Hang on.
We have a forgotten bounty. Bulldog is probably real sad. So
that's a rarity. Yeah, someone needs to go grab them.
Yeah, lane swaps happening. They see Moon ports bottom. This is a win for Navi though, because now they just port the Enigma top.
I mean, that Eidolon's going to see they deny it.
It did deny it.
Oh, it wasn't looking. So Tigers, they will get the bounty.
And they're a 1k gold advantage already because of that first blood too. And those several bounties that they were able to pick up. But the lane setups now looking pretty good for Navi, having that Enigma away from Moon Meander, and he can't TP back up there for 40 seconds.
But we can probably imagine that he will move once again after TP's down. It's so profitable. You know, there's Eidolons, they give you a good amount of gold if you can clear them out. And as we say, Pango, a hero that it's very easy to do so with.
Absolutely.
And you can never sort of allow the Enigma to get that Eidolon build up out and that lane pressure on, because he's constantly just losing his army to the slaughter of the Pango.
Yeah, they still do have pretty good ways to kill the Eidolons up top though. Between Crystal Maiden and Mirana, they do have long range attacks, but it's not that massive burst that just instantly one-shots them, so we'll probably see that change happening for Tigers eventually. First few waves commencing, Crystallize off to a great start. Enigma denying a ton again as always, but the Invoker in the mid lane, 12-6 to the 10-2 of Magical.
Of course, we can't forget how good of a game Magical did have, I believe, in game 2 of this series on the Storm.
Can be a tough one versus this Quaswex Invoker though. We've seen it a lot where you get EMP'd early on and your hero is not nearly as threatening as usual. You can just get chain control too. Cold Snap plus several little instances of damage. So he's got the urn. Can definitely look to make rotation. So we do have the swap coming out. I believe Pango TP top, and the immediate response Navi sends the Enigma bottom.
You have to. Yep. And as you said, because the Pango was waiting on that TP time, there was always going to be the chance for Blizzy to make the move exactly at the same time that he sees it come into play. So it's going to be hard for Tigers to really force this matchup, and each and every time, unless we see one of them walk from lane to lane, they are going to be able to react with that same TP.
Yeah, they don't want to make that long walk, because then sometimes it can just be so costly. You miss out so much during the laning phase. It's an Enigma who always will be getting something when he TPs, because he's just going to keep pulling the wave back with those Eidolons. And Crystallize, of course, TP's top immediately as well. So we keep trying to get those lane matchups, but Navi keeps getting the ones that they want. But Tigers still have that 1k advantage because of that first blood and because of how, grabbing the bounty runes and even how well that mid lane is doing. Oof.
Spawn lane.
They get an arrow.
You get the toss back as well onto Chew. They've got the damage to kill him, but with Moon coming into the lane, they certainly do. Another swap. He's back. He's got that matchup against Blizzy. As Blizzy doesn't have a TP scroll at the moment. He's trying to make his way over towards the shop, I believe, to pick one up. But Arjit's going to be there, blocking him off. They will throw the arrow out. They get the connection. They'll be able to look to punish Blizzy for trying to make that movement towards the shop. Swashbuckle gets only a couple of the instances onto it. So Blizzy will back off. Doesn't matter. Zephyr's there with the wraparound, and Blizzy will be punished. Just, as I say, trying to make his way to that shop and underestimating the chance for Tigers to turn and kill him with the 3 men down there.
Musical lanes, mid lane.
in the position that he doesn't want to be in.
I love seeing musical lanes like this. Crystallized now, also getting bullied.
Yeah,
Arrow gets tanked.
If they got the damage, they do. That's Crystallized gone. And NAVI, they're looking to fight back. Look at the rotation from Seneko with the haste rune. He's able to beat down one. Can they get anything more from this? Does not look like it. Still, NAVI are able to finally get themselves a kill on the board as it stands as 6-1 for Tigers. 2k lead as this game for Tigers looking to have resolved and figured out a much better way to start the lanes against NAVI.
And they're having their Invoker off to a fantastic start. Since he's versus that Storm Spirit, he got off already on the right foot. Now he's level 7 to that level 5, almost level 8. He has phase boots finished, so very early phase. He's gonna have he can make runs around the map to start to punish the side lanes too. Probably wants to stay in the mid lane until he finishes the urn, but he's gonna have the options to make so many moves around the map. As they bring now 3 heroes toward the bottom lane, they're leaving the Pangolier in a 1v1 versus the Enigma.
Zephyr does get cursed. Get the arrow onto Crystallize, though Zephyr turns with the combo, it doesn't matter. Crystallize survives, and Zephyr will be punished for getting a little too close to those in NAVI. Second kill for NAVI. Wonder Kid in the mid lane though, getting more and more space whilst this attention from NAVI is being focused elsewhere.
There's the Eidolon.
I mean, that's why you got to keep it away from him.
Yeah.
So much gold, I mean over 100 each time from that quick burst. It goes the way of Moon.
Magical though, since he's been jungling pretty much exclusively this Invoker. You saw what he did with the catapult wave. He alacrited it, but he also glyphed. Because NAVI used their glyph to try to aggressively push this out and defend from the tower, he glyphs his catapult, and look at how much damage. He nearly takes out the full tier 1 with the first siege. Very important for that. We've mentioned a lot of times. You take out these tier 1s early, you have these invasion plays to get into the jungle versus a Storm Spirit. Tigers, and look, this dual roam we were talking about. They want to set up the Pango on the 1v1, and then they can just start looking to make moves around the map. They have these 3 cores that can kind of hold their own ground in the lane. Mirana with leaps, Pango with his swashbuckle that he's constantly going to be using onto the Eidolons, and then Invoker with a good start. So deep ward's been placed down. They want to try to make sure they can keep tabs on this Storm.
They can just start this tower for the kill hit. That's Seneko. He's trapped. There's no escape for him. As Wonder Kid comes and corners him in the trees. Living Armor actually will buy him time. That's 3 NAVI TPs coming in. Wonder Kid will turn with a tornado and keep them back.
And gets the kill.
And does indeed finish off Seneko. Now with the zip forward. Magical trying to find kills in response. Took on the Moonlight Shadow. Won't save 1437 underneath the tower. NAVI finds something in return. Zephyr still hunting. Oh, we get Blizzy! Blizzy tried for the black hole, but the avalanche was already out. So not only killing the Enigma, but no threat of the black hole for a good couple of minutes because of that attempted play. Magical does look to strike back after losing the tower, getting himself on top. But there's the Pango play coming in from Moon. Rolls in with the Rolling Thunder. The toss combo's there as they punish the Storm for attempting to kill the Invoker. Tigers keeping a very good hold at the opening of this game. For 9 minutes in, it's 9-3, a 4k lead for Tigers as they are certainly picking themselves back up after a hard game 2 and a tough game 3.
Can't believe it's already 4k gold lead for them. The 3 cores farming incredibly well. The Tiny as well. Zephyr, we were mentioning, this is one of his more successful heroes, and he's proving why. Making the moves around the map, punishing this Storm Spirit. There's so much control and so much disable coming out for Magical this game.
Let's Crystallize.
They're just threatening so much.
Being hunted. The Avalanche perfectly setting up the arrow, getting them around him. He's surrounded. Frostbite in the midst of the skies. As Crystallize taken once more. This is Tigers back at their finest.
Yep. And Invoker makes his way down bottom. Make sure he picks up an urn charge. They're going to claim 3 of the 4 bounty runes yet again. So 5k gold lead. And immediately they go back to the lanes and they're hunting. Look at the Invoker top, setting up to try to find the silencer. It's a free kill on Seneko.
Oh. It certainly is. Cold Snap to cancel the TP, and Seneko's got nowhere to run. As Living Armor will allow some time, but In Your Dream finds him with the tornado. Perfect setup to get the kill. Mid lane Magical, toying with the idea of a bit of potential jump onto Zephyr, but the backup's there from Moon, keeping the Storm off from diving. At the same time down bottom, they'll look towards Arjit. He's got a couple of leaps to keep the distance. Drew's going to try and chase. Does have a fair few burning spears on him, but not enough to kill him. Survives on 43 HP and walks off.
And immediately, Tigers, again, relentless. Whenever they claim their advantage in the early game, they do seem to really want to press the issue forward.
Oh, the toss forward! The CM! Oh,
He's out of mana.
has he got a swashbuckle? I mean, they've got him surely.
The living arm of the tree.
You gotta dive for this. He doesn't need to. The tree is enough. See if Navi can claim kills for this though, as Tigers have had to dive pretty damn deep for this one. Chu and Seneko, they've got the control and damage onto Zephyr. Zephyr will turn with the avalanche and toss. Does end up losing his life to the tower though. But they get magical. Tigers just playing with the aggression that we saw from them in game one, and it's keeping them comfortably ahead. This Invoker being set up for a fantastic game.
They're punishing the greed, right? They recognize Enigma Storm, pretty greedy, and then they also are just punishing the Huskar a bit too. Crystallize, unable to find any real safe farm. They keep threatening and setting up all these kills, and there's already going to be a Spirit Vessel finish now on this Invoker.
Just 12 minutes in. Crazy timing from In Your Dream.
Yeah. Moon keeps it just instantly. Eidolon Show, he just uses both of his spells, clears them out very quickly. Gonna enable him to get that very early Blink Dagger so they can have a straight up initiator. Blizzy has the Black Hole available, has to make something happen for it for Navi, as they are falling further and further behind in this one. Crystallize just still unsafe, unable to find this armlet. It's not like an armlet's gonna make him just like a god hero, right? In this game, there's so much little disables. There's tiny avalanche, there's cold snaps, there's Crystal Maiden disables, arrows. There's so many different things that are gonna control this man. He really needs the armlet and then a BKB pretty soon afterwards, so he can not get just chain CC'd and be able to protect himself. Such a great start for Tigers. 7k gold lead. Crystallize. They're hunting him again.
And they found him. The Frostbite, the Avalanche, all the disable in the world. He tries to jump away. But it really is, as you put it, there's just so many ways to hold this Huskar down. Make sure that he doesn't get the chance to fight back.
Yep. And immediately they always have their TPs ready too. You see Wonder Kid, he's ready, pushing out mid lane. He wants to prepare for top. Moon Meander might look to commit forward here.
And so what they do.
He jumped on first.
Yeah, they dive in. They're not going to need to use the Black Hole for this one, as they just beat down the Pangolier. TPs are coming in. Only one will actually continue though. Just Zephyr to come through. Has got the Moonlight Shadow. The Throw of Dust doesn't clip onto the Tiny.
They push them off the tower though of Navi, and now the rotation's coming in. We see the rest of Tigers. They're at least two of the Tigers making their way up, but Navi, they've got everyone up here.
Let's see how they start the fight, Tigers. There's Magicals laying down the remnants on top of RJ. RJ quick with the leap out, but the global silence is out. Navi looking to push forward for more. The overgrowth comes out, looking out on RJ. The three groups up together, but the Tornado EMP is going to cause issues for Blizzy as he's got no mana. He'll pop the stick charges, but he's having to run away from Zephyr. The Tiny straight on top of him with the tree throw takes down the Enigma. Chu will be able to hide in the trees. He's got full HP, so he'll be fine. So a quick 1-for-1. They lose the CM, but they get the Enigma and they keep that tier 1 tower alive, Tigers.
You can see how much emphasis they put on the tier 1 too. They started TPs, they canceled it because they got a little scared when Blizzy stepped up with the hole, but then instead of like going and pushing out the lanes or farming lanes, since they already have the tier 1s in those side lanes, they just run their way up there with their Crystal Maiden, with their Invoker. They do not want to give Navi any breathing room on the map, as they shouldn't. With this 7k gold lead, now they have a Blink Dagger on the Pangolier as well, so he got easier access into the back lines.
Yeah, and also a really solid way Tigers taking over the map.
Go type of lineup. Moon Meander able to get involved so much earlier.
Lizzie, does he want to commit for this? That's the question. He's got
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Staples Center, the sports and entertainment center of the world. For tonight's NBA contest between the visitors from the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference, the Toronto Raptors, and the home team, your Los Angeles Lakers. And now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, the visitors, the Toronto Raptors. At one guard, number 7, 6'1", 13th year out of Villanova, Kyle Lowry. The other guard, number 14, 6'6", 10th campaign from North Carolina, Danny Green. Starting at center, number 9, 6'10", 10th season from the Republic of the Congo, Serge Ibaka. At one forward, number 3, 6'8", his second season from Indiana, OG Anunoby. And the other forward is number 43, 6'9", third season from New Mexico State, Pascal Siakam. The head coach, Nick Nurse. Assistant coaches are Adrian Griffin, Sergio Scariolo, Nate Oregon, and the athletic trainer, Scott McCullough.
They're eyeing up top. Do they commit with the black hole? That is the question. Blizzy's not going to.
They didn't get the overgrowth. Chu tried to do it from the furthest distance possible. It doesn't get the Marana.
Chu, he's actually hung around here as the rest have already bailed on him. Chu's going to fall. Another pick off for Tigers. As Crystallize, well, he's still around. That's true.
But that's about it.
What a great view of downtown Los Angeles.
Still so difficult because they're getting so much.
California. Lakers and the Raptors. The Raptors only visit this year to take on the Lakers. Let's take a look at the lineups. First of all, for the Lakers, who are 4-5 and coming off of that win last night up in Portland. Brandon Ingram threw down that big-time left-handed dunk. Kyle Kuzma, LeBron in the front line, along with the defensive stalwart JaVale McGee. No Kawhi Leonard, so a bit of a change. OG Anunoby, though, is back. He's had some personal issues that have kept him away from the team for a couple of weeks, but he is back, and he is in the starting lineup tonight for Toronto. Lexus, keys to the game, and Stu.
Well, keys to the game tonight. Their rebound is going to be vital. The Lakers, they want to run, but you got to get the basketball first. Then limit the turnovers. They've had stretches where they really turn it over repeatedly. They've got to protect it a little bit better.
Global silence. A lot of things that need to fall into position that can happen. It's just going to be so hard to do so. Blizzy's thinking about going for a mid. They've actually popped the global silence here, but Blizzy not quite in position to use the black hole. Now with the charge back, they tried with the sunstrike, won't connect, but now they can't look for that play for a good nearly couple of minutes. There's no global.
I keep farming the map. Navi, they just don't have the way to pick people off on the sides here. They don't have some super farm, Storm Spirit or anything. I mean, Magical, for some of the rare times you see it, he's bottom 4 of the net worth on this Storm. Just had an incredibly difficult game.
In your dream.
He's stalking. Oh,
you can't show. He's hunting. He knows he's around in the blink.
Looking for his shot early. So I put that to Luke Walton pregame, and he said not necessarily the shooting, he just thinks it can be anything, whether it's defensive energy like he did in the Denver game and getting some steals against Jamal Murray, whether it's his passing game, whether it's rebounding. That's the kind of thing that they do want to see every night because they think he can make such a big impact on the game when he's at his best. So we'll see, Stu. What do you think about consistency and Lonzo trying to get to that point like some of the vets are?
And I agree with what, all in all, what Luke Walton said. The fact that it could be a number of things that can get that energy going for a guy like Lonzo, because he has so much to offer, especially on the defensive end as well, because we talked about his ability to pass, but when he's rebounding and playing that defense, man, this is a different looking team.
And it's a different looking team also because we get a chance to see the Lakers in their Sunday whites here tonight as they take on the Toronto Raptors. Raptors 8-1. Their only loss was to the Milwaukee Bucks, who've only lost once. In fact, coming into tonight, there were one loss: Milwaukee, Golden State, Denver, and Toronto. So let's see if the Lakers can go back-to-back and get to 500 tonight after that win. Holding on after a 20-point lead late. Here's Kuzma, beautifully run on the first play of the game.
I mean, if that's the way the Lakers are going to execute, then they're going to be in for a very nice evening. I mean, that was the thing of beauty.
Lakers right at the top when it comes to points in the paint per game. Also number 1 fast break point, about 23 plus with 9 to shoot on the defensive end. Here's a kick to Green, who's shooting the 3-ball well again. Remember, he was down for a couple of years, but here he goes.
That just was a mental mistake by Brandon Ingram. He kind of left him looking into the middle when you got to stay with the shooters.
LeBron, and he's met this team 3 straight years in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Successful each and every time. Luke Walton and the Lakers once again without Michael Beasley tonight. And Nick Nurse, the 50-year-old, first season as the Raptors head coach. He actually joined their staff back in July of 2013. They rattled off a franchise record 6 wins to start this season. Isolated. Ingram, fall back, score it, count it. He'll get a free throw.
Well, that time, again, with Brandon playing in the backcourt, that means he has a smaller defender. Lowry, much shorter. He takes him into the post area and then just fades away, gets fouled, gets the basket, and one. That's what he has to do. He really has to punish the smaller defenders when they're guarding him in the backcourt.
Lakers shot 52% last night, which was exactly 10 percentage points better than the Trailblazers. But Brandon wasn't one of them that shot it well. He was just 3 for 10. He did have that memorable drive and left-handed throwdown when the Lakers were really running and gunning last night. Here's Serge. He can hit it inside, outside, even pop a three now and then. He hits a mid-range.
One of the reasons why they're going with Serge in the middle is that with the small ball, he can do a lot of different things offensively, and then he can run and cover defensively as well.
Yeah, they've been rotating he and Valanciunas. Here's an aggressive Ingram, and he just has it roll off the rim. Kyle Lowry wasn't too pleased with what they did in the offseason. He was a little bit vocal about it, but he has focused all his energy, and he's playing really well. LeBron. Boy, that train was going down the track, and that one is out of bounds. It'll go to Toronto.
Well, he's pointing. I think he went the wrong direction.
Yeah, well, Luke is saying what? I think they're coming back the other way. The referee had run back all the way to the other end.
Yeah, he just.
That's pretty fun.
He had the call correct. He just pointed to the wrong end of the floor.
Yeah. He was running all the way down. And LeBron will take it out in front of the Laker bench.
It's nice to see the officials make a mistake.
Because they had never made one before. That one right there.
First one of the year.
LeBron on the attack. Hangs, throws it up, not going to get there. There's JaVale. Almost gave him another opportunity. Danny Green for Lowry. Bounce to Ibaka after the supposed travel.
When
and it's kicked out of bounds.
Kuzma cut him off going baseline, he definitely drugged that pivot foot, but got away with it, and they get possession baseline with 18 on the 24.
Kuzma shooting well at home, 52% as opposed to a much better or worse field goal percentage on the road. Green's got it again. Danny Green, their leader in three-point percentage and three-pointers made. Kuz in the lane, little jump step, and he traveled.
Yeah, they're very consistent about that. Sort of off the dribble when you come to a jump stop, they kind of like to call the traveling violation.
Raptors, mentioned they're 8-1. It's their best start ever. But 6 of their first 8 have been at home up in Canada. This is part of a 4-game road trip. They already played in Phoenix, beat them. After this, they play Utah tomorrow and then Sacramento. Lowry.
Danny Green came off the screen and really had an opportunity to shoot that ball, but he passed it up, and Serge takes the liberties of shooting and scoring. It's a 10-4 early lead for the Raptors.
So he dropped a 30 against Milwaukee when Giannis was not in the lineup, and neither was Kawhi in that game. Bounce to Ibaka again, kick it. Siakam in the corner, here it goes, going to be off. Lonzo collects it, outlet, got it. Ingram, here he goes, 1, 2, lay it up, lay it in.
That's the way to push the ball after the rebound. Good job by Lonzo in traffic getting the rebound.
Transition basket for the Lakers, and they find themselves down by 4 in the early going. Open again, Ibaka not shy from out there. He was 2 for his last 18 from beyond the arc, but he knocked that one down.
Don't worry about what you did in the past. Just worried about what you're going to do with the next one, and he did a real good job of sizing it up.
He leads them in blocks and dunks too, does Ibaka. Kuzma, corner, Ingram, rainbow. Rebound, Siakam. Kind of does their Draymond Green type work is what they tell us. He spins, he shoots. That's a beautiful move. That is a beautiful move.
That was a nice move. Lakers very much in need of a timeout here. If they don't score on this possession, I think the next trip down they probably will.
Double figures in 4 straight for Siakam. And LeBron gets fouled.
The Lakers want to run, and our Carl's Cam will show you why. If they get the rebound, as Lonzo did, and then pushes it out, Brandon Ingram, with that length of his, can get to the front of the rim rather easily in transition. Nice job of running the transition game.
LBJ on the free throw line. And with that, we're going to remind you that Laker Voices presented by Toyota. Proud to bring you a live chat on Lakers.com, Facebook, and Twitter with Kuz on November the 8th. Go ahead and tweet your questions to @Lakers with hashtag suiting up together. Toyota and the Lakers suiting up together for over 42 great years. And Mike Trudell will be moderating.
They can kill that Invoker a second time. That could have been something big on the map, but oh no, Blizzy!
Oh, Green, couple of Toronto. So picked up 2 early ones. We haven't even played 4 minutes yet. OG, Anunoby. Green, a little flyby by Ingram. Boy, Ingram's really scrambling to get over and cover Green, and he missed that 3.
That's what you have to do. You have to make sure you're there to challenge, and with Brandon's length, he should be really effective on the challenge department.
Ingram back to the basket. Back out for LeBron. 10 on the shot clock, so plenty of time. Look at this. He's on Lowry. LeBron goes all the way to scoop and miss it. LeBron takes a tumble. Now it's 5-on-4 coming the other way. 3-on-1 at the tail end, and Anunoby has the reverse layup.
Now they're giving the Lakers what the Lakers want to do, rebound and push. They're getting out in transition and getting the early offense rolling.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're 4th in the NBA in transition basketball. McGee, the little sweeper. Lakers are down 17-8. 3-on-2 again. Corner. Anunoby, and oh, gee, nothing but net. That's going to be a Laker timeout, you would think.
Well, the Raptors really on fire right now as they've really opened up a double-digit lead here with that basket. 20 points on the board and still 7 minutes to play as the Lakers finding themselves a little slow of foot to get back transitionally. And boy, are they paying the price.
To 12, 27k gold lead. Can Navi buy time for another attempt at holding on in this game?
It's not looking like it. Still 45 seconds, no Enigma. Tigers, they do heavy structure damage with this alacrity, and they're running to the final lane to claim those racks.
They're standing on, even with the silence and the Huskar back up.
It's not enough.
I don't know if Navi can go for this. They need that black hole. As Blizzy, he was looking so solid in terms of getting that BKB online, but ever since that, he got caught out twice in a row, and it's been so painful. Magical using all of the mana possible to keep them off this bottom set of racks. Chu goes in, he gets caught out, does that buyback, jump forward there on top of Seneko, pop the global silence. Living Armor's there as well. Magical zips in, he's managed to get himself on top of Argit. Argit will fall. They give the Marana now step forward for more. Choice broken from Mumiander, keeping the distance. 40-37 goes for the free kick, coming with the BKB crystallized. He takes down the CM. They've got the overgrowth, locking down 2 more. As Navi, they'll take 4. Ultra kill for Crystallize. As Navi, against all odds, will keep that bottom racks alive and keep themselves in the game. But they need more, a whole lot more.
They should try to run straight to Roche. They know Invoker doesn't have buyback.
That is true.
I think that's the best play they can do here. They got a beautiful overgut. They got a great combo. Magical just kind of baited them in there, had the buyback.
Raptors are 7-0 with Kawhi Leonard. They are 1-1 without. They're not missing him right now, Stu. It's been an impressive 17-4 run. They made 8 out of 11 field goals, and Kyle Lowry has 6 assists in the game.
Yeah, 6 out of their 7 assists belong to Mr. Lowry. So he came into the game averaging, what, about 11 per contest. So
yeah, blowing away everybody else.
He's on pace to up that a bit.
Yeah. 8 per, and that's a wide margin. You take a look at that total.
Well, let's see what happens out of this timeout. Down by 12, desperately needing a hoop and desperately needing the Raptors to cool off a bit.
See if the Lakers can shake off any kind of cobwebs they have after the game last night. Quick turnaround, of course, but that's life in the NBA.
Not what you want to see out of a timeout, a turnover.
Lowry in complete control. Will get the handoff. Lonzo chasing, skip into the corner. The double comes quickly. Mid-range jump shot, Ibaka, and they are on fire right now, and it's 22-8.
Yeah, they're going to cool off, but this distance they're going to have in the scoreboard may be too much to overcome by then, though.
9 for Ibaka. Lonzo on its way. You know, you look at the East. You got Milwaukee, Philly, Boston, and these guys right here. Looks like a big 4 that is really kind of separating themselves in the Eastern Conference. When you look at talent and the possibilities down the road, going to be a foul on the Lakers.
Yeah, Lonzo trying to reach in on Lowry, hits him across the arm, picks up the foul. Lakers need a defensive play here to try to get some energy going.
Last night it was 22-12 before the Lakers bench came in and turned it around. And Ibaka has 11, and he can make it 12 with a free throw.
Another assist for Lowry as he just spots the man cutting down the lane, and Serge gets fouled. The ball actually goes in. I mean, he got hit. It wasn't a regular looking shot. As you can see how it like almost slips out of his hands, but when you're going good, you're going good.
Kyle Lowry has 7 straight games with 10 or more assists in the game, and I know what you're going to say.
Well, he's going to have 10 before the quarter's over.
Exactly.
He's got 7 already. He's got 6 plus to play.
Haven't even played halfway of this first quarter. A 10-0 run. A listless Laker team has it in the attacking zone. The sellout crowd pretty quiet so far. Nothing to really cheer about. LeBron shielding the defender away, then gets caught. Pass gets to Kuzma. Rise and fire. Clanks off the back rim. McGee tried to keep it alive. Taken by Lowry. It's going to turn into a 2-on-1. Siakam underneath. LeBron hustled back. Skipped into the corner. Danny Green. Ibaka's hot. And he traveled with him.
I don't know about that. That was a nice up and under move. Looked like he anchored that pivot foot, but they called the travel on the play. Nice up and under move against the shot blocker, JaVale McGee.
Under Nick Nurse, this is really an offensive team. They have upped their scoring total the last couple of years. Lonzo finally finds himself alone underneath, and then he fouls Lowry in the process, trying to hack it away.
2 quick fouls for Lonzo as he tried to sneak attack Lowry. Coming into the game, we have a couple of substitutes. Josh Hart's coming in, and so is Rondo.
Rajon was a ridiculous plus in the plus-minus margin yesterday. Josh Hart, as you mentioned, also into the game. But Lowry, with no points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists, is controlling the basketball game. Just like Rondo did yesterday. He fueled the first quarter comeback. Lowry looking for his first points, and he drills it. What a quarter for him.
What a quarter for them.
Yes.
28-10.
Lowry in the top 20 in the NBA three-pointers. They're running the Lakers. It's a 5-on-2. Lakers very slow getting back. They score again, and the Lakers just don't have it so far tonight. Not at all.
Yeah, they're really not a step slow. They're two steps slow at this point.
It is 30-10. Give credit to this Toronto team.
Another turnover.
Yep, second of a 4-game trip. Siakam, they're going to ride this unit as long as they can right here. There's 5 on the floor. Toronto will. 4:40 to play in the first quarter. They've had wins over the Celtics and the Sixers. Some big conference wins. Again, that only loss was to the Bucks when Antetokounmpo and Leonard, neither one played. They have Utah tomorrow. Here comes Lance. Didn't shoot it particularly well either yesterday.
The Lakers are down 20.
Yeah, 30-10. Sitting on 10 points.
With 4.5 to play in the first.
And Toronto has the ball. Anunoby's going to try to make it 23. Ibaka goes up and over and scores.
Well, when you go small, they took out JaVale just now, and Serge just jumped over the top of 2 Lakers to get the rebound and put back.
Serge make it 9 straight games in double figures for Ibaka. This has been a very good defensive team too, and they are elite when Leonard is out there. Lakers can't take advantage of it. They can't hit anything.
Lakers shooting about 26% or so, 27%.
Yeah, and Toronto shooting 77%. Lakers led ever so briefly.
What, 2-0?
Yeah, 3 lead changes early, and that was it. Now the route is on early. And Ibaka! What is he doing? He's 8 for 8, and he has 18 first quarter points.
In 8 minutes. 18 points in 8 minutes. The Lakers as a team don't have but 10 as he goes right around the defense, dunks, and the Lakers take a much-needed timeout.
My favorite pizza topping is meat lover.
Computer. 5. USB device mounted.
Because they purchased their season tickets using their American Express card, they'll now be enjoying the action in lower level seats, courtesy of American Express and the Los Angeles Lakers.
That they did that was by riding Rajon Rondo. He really did a bit of everything, but the thing he did the most was attack with his scoring. That's because he knew that Portland was playing him, in fact, overplaying him as a passer. And one of the things that he's best at is reading that defense and acting accordingly. But look, Stu, everything is a little bit different in this one, the way that Toronto was playing. So they're going to have to do a whole lot more than just get Rondo to spark the bench.
Yeah, they're going to have to do everything much better to try to come back from this deficit.
To accentuate and illustrate the two players have been dominating as Rondo misses. Ibaka has 18, the Lakers have 10. Field goals made, Ibaka 9, the Lakers 4. Lowry has 9 assists, and the Lakers as a team just 3. There's Freddie VanVleet. You talk to folks from Toronto, they think he might be, the third most valuable player on this team, the way he solidifies and stabilizes their bench, and we're going to get a Laker foul.
Well, they are riding Serge right now. He realizes that he's got a big-time advantage in the interior with size. That time they had KCP and Rondo close by, but it wasn't enough. As he gets fouled, probably by Lance Stevenson, and he'll go to the line and looking for his 19th and 20th point.
Now they've doubled up the Lakers in points in the paint. Toronto has made 5 threes, the Lakers none. Remember, I mentioned that Ibaka dropped 30 on Milwaukee in a losing effort a week or so ago. Wednesday, on an all-new Backstage Lakers, take an inside look at the team's first ever Pride Night, where Jason Collins was honored. A Don't Miss Backstage Lakers, presented by the Mercedes-Benz dealers of Southern California, Wednesday after the postgame on Spectrum Sportsnet.
Well, this crowd is in absolute shock with this first quarter.
Yeah, the young Laker legs out there mixed in with the veterans, and they are just in quicksand here in the first quarter and playing no defense. Rondo, hard, they'll move it around the perimeter. First time we've seen the Sunday Whites. Kuzma, 18 feet, that's off target. Lakers can't buy a bucket. They are 4 for 16. It's a 20-2 run. More now. Lowry knocks it down. You can ring up another 3. They've made 6 out of 10 from downtown.
39 points already here in the first.
Wow. And a 29-point deficit. DeLon Wright, who played with Kuzma at Utah, guarding Stevenson. Lance going into his dance. He's underneath. He drives. He kicks. KCP down the middle. Rondo underneath to Stevenson. Somebody's got to shoot it. It's Lance. In and out. Heartbreak. And Toronto had it. Maybe one pass too many. VanVleet. Lowry. Uh-oh. That's a foul on Kuzma.
Kuzma couldn't stop his momentum as he was flying to get back down the floor and ran right into VanVleet.
Well, this Toronto team all the talk has been how they've been hitting a ton of threes and how life after DeMar DeRozan and with Kawhi has been so sweet for them. Zoo's going to come into the game in a moment. He played well last night.
Played very, very well, but he'll be going up against Valanciunas now, so it's going to be a tough match for Zoo.
Valanciunas, big guy, 7 feet, 265, 26 years of age from Lithuania. And Zoo comes in his third year. He's 7'1", about 240. Some nice chemistry with Rondo last night.
Well, they better get some chemistry with somebody tonight because they are getting blown out of the
Computer
water.
5 USB device removed.
Missed about 4 games. Actually did miss 4 games with a strained toe. Came back the other night, first night of the road trip. A win that was a tough one in Phoenix. That was up for grabs late in the game down in the desert. Stevenson leans in, and the Lakers finally get another basket. And there's the Bronx cheer from this Staples Center crowd.
6.
Yeah, they're not
Dollar.
happy. That
Have a
cheer
nice
doesn't
day.
make them happy. They need some defensive plays to make them happy.
Under 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Van Fleet. Oh, what a nice surprise. He was a finalist for 6th Man of the Year that Lou Williams last year. DeLon Wright. Oh, he lost Josh Hart. Launches one. Rajon's going to get the rebound.
Can they get back-to-back hoops?
Well, Stevenson's going to certainly try. That's not a shot. There's a foul on the dribble. And that'll be ball out of bounds still. Rondo had a double-double last night, but it wasn't the normal double-double that he would get, which is a points assist. That was a points rebounds one. 17 and 10. Just the third one in the last 2 seasons for him. KCP, that's a nice jump shot.
Utilized the screen by Zoo that time and really got himself under control for the jumper.
But still, you look, it's a 4-1, and then there's a 1-4 on the other side of the ledger. Crazy score here in the first quarter. Valanciunas in deep, can't finish. From San Diego's Lincoln High. Counted. Ooh, Lance, don't get a T. Very demonstrative. But not happy with that whistle.
Valanciunas got the ball. He didn't just stand and wait to see what he was going to do. He made a nice little cut to the basket and got the pass and got fouled.
Van Fleet from Wichita State. Last time these two teams met in the regular season, Freddie Van Fleet had a career high 25 points. And here he is tonight in Los Angeles after the miss, trying to give them 42. Just under a minute to play in the quarter. Foul, Van Fleet. That'll be free throws at the other end.
He was all right. Yeah.
You can't make that play.
Navi goes Monkey King. No. Why not?
The Lakers struggling from
I mean, it's the finisher. It's the carry. They're all AOE.
Some easy ones, even though you've got this big lead.
Heroes to band. They're distracted by the previous games, not recognizing that they don't matter.
Now the Lakers 4-5. They are 4-2 in their last 6 games after that inauspicious 0-3 start. And Rajon will step back. Lakers as a team this year, bottom 4 in the NBA. So last year's woes have carried over to this year, unfortunately, on the line.
Free throws, one good, one no good. Under a minute to play. Lakers need a little something to jumpstart Mr. Momentum.
Those were just the 4th and 5th free throws all year for Rondo. He was 3 for 3 up until those 2. Doesn't shoot a lot from the line. On its way, long shot, long rebound. Stevenson with half a minute to play in the quarter. Here he goes. He's skipping into the front court. Kicks it back out to Rondo. On the perimeter. KCP's thinking about it. He shoots it. That was a little bit long. Clanked off the rim. And Powell hustles it into the front court.
They're going to try to work the clock down. There's about a 4-second differential.
Van Fleet looking for some direction from his coach, and gets a little bit. Boy, no whistle there. Finally a whistle, and a late one. It's going to be on Van Fleet.
You know, when he dribble handoff, he turned. He got knocked down, but there was contact. When you dribble handoff and turn, they generally will call that a blocking foul.
Lakers will hustle Kuzma into the game. So you've got Stevenson, Kuzma, Hart, Caldwell Pope, and Rondo here for the final 6.7. Lakers shooting 30% here in quarter number 1. But the defense has been an issue, allowing 42.
Which is it going to be?
He did a great job of taking care of Valanciunas. They switched out, and Valanciunas had no prayer for staying in front of Rondo. Couple of baskets
regions where people said they deserve another invite. Get another team from one of these regions, and we're seeing them absolutely duel it out here. One game left in this best of 5. Which region is going to be sending another team to the major? We will find out. We've seen the drafts. Fog, as the panel said, we've seen this draft with NAVI before. They get it through again. Do you like the fact that Tigers as a team sort of let a team come in with another winning draft? Is it sort of good for Tigers because at the same time they could have read this and they could have in their minds a way to deal with it with their own lineup?
They've seen the game. Yeah. They've seen the way it can be played, and they do have a fast-paced game, right? They have this, like similar as last time. They have all these spamming heroes. It's very similar to draft, just placing a couple heroes. All these heroes have constant amount of spam, and they do have ways to actually kill this Alchemist. I think Navi's, it's a bit greedy, but if they can actually get away with it, like if they can actually get away with like stalling out and taking these big team fights, it'll be beautiful to look at. And I don't know who to go with because, you know, Bulldog has a 100% right prediction. Kyle has like a 0%, and they both went for the same team.
Yeah. If anything, we can only hope that means that we get an incredibly close game 100% to finish off this series, as that is hopefully how it is written in the ways that we saw those predictions goes.
Yeah.
As we say, magical. Sort of one of the sort of powers of his Alchemist is, you know, we've seen sort of magical on multiple heroes just be so good with sort of his farming patterns. You know, the way that he's able to realize which point to leave that lane and just get so much out of his own jungle.
Mm-hmm. And they have they just have so much kill threat is the one thing I'm looking at Tigers. It's a very fast-paced draft. Their cooldowns are not really that much that they need to rely on. It's a Laguna. Laguna is their actual only long cooldown. I mean, yeah, Underlord Rift and Moonlight Shadow, but I mean by like killing people and like just actually going for these big damage plays. While on the side of Navi, it's Phoenix, Void, Enigma, Tree, like all these heroes have incredibly long duration cooldowns on their ultimates. But like I said, if they can actually slow the pace down of this game and not allow Tigers to end it, this Alchemist has 4 Aghanims that he can give that are fantastic. He can also have a great time to tank up versus this lineup. It's just about Tigers ending it with a timing push with an Underlord, with like Greaves or his Pipe or his Crimson Guard, and just trying to end this before Navi are able to get online.
And talking about the Underlord, what is your opinion of it? Sort of this, you know, the panel said they wanted to see Moon on more of maybe a playmaking flashy hero like the Pangolier. Getting him on this Underlord, this hero, as you said, that we can expect to see just building up the auras, offering to sort of just shoving his way down a lane, backing up the team for a 5-man push in the mid-game. Do you like sort of the opportunities that Tigers can find with an Underlord this game?
I prefer Moon playing the playmakers, honestly. I 100% agree with the panel, and I like seeing him saying these heroes. Seeing him do these like high-skill heroes that are just like doing crazy flashy plays. Underlord, you kind of just stand there and you're casting your stuff. Bottom lane, do they have it?
The bash indeed. That bash from Crystallize, stopping Tigers from getting first blood. One more right-click from Argit would have done it.
Beautiful.
At the same time, though, 1437 getting some good blocks onto Seneko.
Got a Mango.
He is going to go for the TP out. There's the Mango, the Frostbite, 1437 with the outplay. Secures first blood for Tigers nonetheless.
And the tip immediately.
It's all on, everything to play for in this best of 5 final game.
Alchemist is doing great in that mid matchup already, as we see him. He does quite well versus Lina's, even if the Lina has like such high range and all that. Bottom though, Crystallize is being slowed down quite a lot. He has brought in a significant amount of regen, as we've seen him do all the time on this vote. Actually, he always brings the 9 tangos plus that south, so he can eat that pressure.
I like it. You've got to be able to stay in the lane.
Yeah.
Turnover again.
That's true. Trying his best to sort of keep vision on the side, but they've got the sentry down, Tigers.
They've been perfect.
So the Underlord, though, the one thing is, it is about looking at Navi's draft. their damage until they have items is very limited. Of course, they have like all these big ultimates, but when you really look at it, the brunt force of it, their damage is just not really there. It's like Phoenix is going to provide probably the majority of the damage in that early game.
Some cute little body blocking there with the Eidolons to allow a fair few punches to come in onto me. But yeah, that is true. Yeah, you sort of see this game, Pipe, Crimson Guard, yeah, Navi is going to severely struggle to get kills in the team fights.
Absolutely. And he's going to be off to a great start on the Underlord.
Try to take it 5 points at a time. When I say about 5,
being able to just be that frontliner for his team to just look to try to snowball those kills. Now Lina is starting to build up in the level, so I mean a little bit more harassment onto Magical, but he's very good at being able to keep his last hits up on this Alk. Level 4 already versus that level 5 Lina, so Lina getting a couple more denies because versus Alchemist, Acid Spray just helps you get denies in a lot of those cases.
Lakers will have it out. Just getting going here.
Tigers are ready. A little bit ahead in this laning start, especially with how they're pressuring the Void, getting that first blood, of course, Crystal Maiden. And like the panel, like Shiva mentioned too, we went back and we're like, Tiny's won every single game in this grand final so far. And Tigers, they first pick it for Zephyr.
Yeah, definitely for Zephyr as well, the hero that he seems the most comfortable on.
100%.
We've seen sort of the Lina and the Wyvern performances both quite lacking in this best of 5. The Tiny you can expect Zephyr to perform.
Bounty runes, 10 seconds. People already starting to prepare for them. You see the tree already kind of making his way to them. Underlord looks like he's trying to make sure he claims the enemy one, but there's a Lina here too.
He's in a bit of a strange position as he was hiding behind the tree, but indeed with a rotation from In Your Dream, he gets cut down. Same time, Crystallize. He's going to get taken out by Arjit there as the attempt for bounty runes by Na'Vi up and down the map. Off to a huge disaster. They lose 2.
Yeah, we saw the way the Tigers was playing in the last game, right? They made sure they set up really good lanes and they claimed pretty much all the bounty runes. Oh, stops the pull there with Zephyr. Nice play there. But yeah, making sure that they can keep that economy war going, and we're going to see most likely 1-4-3-7, since the way that they played the last time, 2 versus Storm Spirit who goes to jungle. He's going to place those deep wards down again. Place one at the shrine near that, the triangle. I mean, it's a radiant triangle, it's a little bit different. And then place one to watch those hard camps of the Alchemist. So we'll get spotted more than likely, and that one should, or might get dewarded. May actually not have been seen. But they will get those deep vision down to be able to keep tabs of this Alchemist to look to dive. And Lina can definitely look to make those dives. If there's no Chemical Rage, they can look to get those setups with the dual rotation with CM, with Tiny, and Lina.
With one another.
Last year you saw them on the sword at the same time.
But this time around, Navi, they're preparing a little bit more. They have their own defensive ward placed extremely early. 6 minutes in, they place a high ground ward to try to protect this Alchemist.
Easy in the lane, another Laker time.
They have 2 defensive wards.
Everything possible.
Defense is porous right now. I mean, they are just giving up the easiest type of plays, and the scoreboard shows it.
The Phoenix. Soneko just able to survive with the stick charges.
A solid aggressive start. Like we said, Tigers, they've got these heroes with all this spam.
They can
we saw them do similar to the last game, just constant throwing the bellows out, constant being able to invade with the CM Tiny. They can definitely put the pressure on. Navi have to be able to stall this one out so they can get their farm and get their big ultis off on time. Because we have seen them do so many times. Like the panel said too, they've ran this exact draft. They've ran Void with Phoenix, Void with Enigma, time and time again throughout this tournament. Just can they get to that point to make sure they can make sure this Alchemist is a significant force as he's just being hunted.
Here's Zephyr. Magical's got the chemical range. Also has the backup of the living armor. Starts to punch Zephyr away. No TP's coming in to sort of wrap around and get the kill onto Zephyr though, so Zephyr will still be unable to hang around.
Another deep ward.
Keep a look in onto Magical, try and still CS that he can.
He gets both of them there, and he's looking to get another one, and he will take them all.
He's taken every single one, including the skeletons at bottom lane. They've got Crystallized too. 14-37 and Arjit finding the pickoff. It's 5-0, 8 minutes in, a 3K lead for Tigers. They have that pace that they can utilize with this fantastic lineup for sort of punishing the lanes, sort of the weaker early game lanes that Na'Vi have, so that they can get this early advantage, and they're doing it perfectly so far.
the playmaking on Navi is just very limited until those sixes come out, like we keep saying. Tigers, they can just run from lane to lane with this Tiny, with this Crystal Maiden to look to set up kills, but now there at least is a black hole available for Blizzy. But look at Zephyr, he's just following Magical.
I mean, and there's no one keeping him off him. We are now going to see Seneko head over. They drew at the toss, the Avalanche, but Blizzy's there as well with the Malefice. They should be able to kill Zephyr off, as he has certainly been a huge nuisance so far for Navi. But he will finally get punished. Magical able to chase him underneath the tower, they get the kill. Crystallize still trying to find that last bit of XP to get him towards the level 6 on the Void, as he still stands without a chrono available. They just have to make sure that there's space here for Magical so that he can continue to farm. And they cannot let Tigers...
Surge, you're getting outscored by the Lakers 21-20.
He looks very concerned about losing that edge. LeBron back in the game. Let's see if he can ignite something, and he has it, and the foul. Bucket and one.
And that's going to be the way, one of the ways the Lakers are going to get back in this, is if they can get some action going toward the paint and get three-point opportunities, or at least get to the free throw line, as LeBron gets his first score from the field.
Mentioned being in the East and being with Cleveland. He's very familiar with this team. 12-2 record against them in the playoffs.
Yeah, this team's very aware of him.
Oh, yeah.
They all threw a party when he left the Eastern Conference.
Last year's Eastern Conference semis, he averaged 34 points, 8 rebounds, and almost 12 assists against them. Yeah, it was a big party, too. Van Fleet trying to negotiate his way. Little spinning shot underneath. Valanciunas tried to keep it alive. Good box out by LeBron. James comes out of the backcourt with the dribble. LeBron down the middle he goes. LeBron all the way. LeBron throw it up short. We'll get it right back. Might be a foul on McGee.
Yeah, over the top. Good effort by JaVale.
50-24.
Lowry about to check back in. He also played the first 10 minutes of the first quarter. Had 9 assists.
So in 10 minutes, 6 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. Was 2 out of 3 from the floor. They've been outrunning the Lakers. How about this? 14-2. Wow, CJ in the game. CJ will get you points.
In a hurry.
Yeah. James, 1-2, big steps into the corner. Josh Hart, he's going to work baseline. Cutting, McGee's underneath, and he gets fouled.
Oh, Josh Hart came up a little gimpy on that play, grabbing that right hip area. Same walk, trying to walk it off.
Oh, he's signaling maybe he needs to come out. I don't know. Or is he just trying to walk it off?
He's trying to walk it off.
Yeah. That was either get me out or no, I'm staying in. And it was the no, I'm staying in look.
He's tough.
Very. For your chance to win a couple of tickets to an upcoming Laker game, here's what you do. You text the word Verizon from your mobile device to 525-377. Message and data rates may apply. The Lakers will confirm your entry. Brought to you by Verizon, official wireless network of the Lakers. No purchase necessary. Well, when Lowry and Ibaka went to the bench, it was 41-10. It's now 50-26. So you can see the Lakers made a little bit of an inroad. When they went to the Pine. Lowry, bounce, Valanciunas, lost the ball. That's DeLon Wright cleaning up with the dunk.
Everybody standing and watching except DeLon Wright.
He's been active, a couple of buckets since coming onto the game. Ingram works his way into the lane and scores. Brandon Ingram, 3rd year out of Duke.
7+ to play here. Lakers got to try to get this lead down to about 12-14 or so by intermission.
Speaking of Brandon, he shot it. Ooh, is that a charge? Apparently not.
Called the flop.
Yep. Valanciunas, a little bit of contact. Trying to work it was McGee. LeBron, left hand. LeBron James for the Lakers. LeBron with 5 points. Now you got to hustle back. 54-30. Biggest lead was 31. He's just joining us. Miles corner. Hit the side of the board. Nearly went into the hands of Valanciunas. Lakers will run it 4-on-4.
See, they had the ball in the middle, but then they took it out of the middle. LeBron gets called for an offensive foul. They had it in the middle, and then they slowed up and threw it. You want to keep it in the middle as we get a look through the glass. Brought to you by Volkswagen. Is that the dunk after the miss by Valanciunas? Wright was right there.
And by the way, that should not be a surprise that the charge was taken by Kyle Lowry. He led the league, Stu, last year in taking charges, 37 of them, and he's second in the league. That was his 7th that he's taken already this year.
Tough.
Yeah. Here he is drifting, shooting. Short, gets the rebound. Inexcusable there. It was there for the taking. Blocked by JaVale, his first of the night. He sells out on the floor and gets it to LeBron. Great play, leads Alonzo. What a play! Defense, offense, LeBron the dish, and Lonzo the bucket.
It's a play like that that's got to help energize this basketball team. That was good effort by the big JaVale McGee. While on the floor, he gets the outlet pass to LeBron, who pushes it ahead, and a nice finish by Lonzo. Those are the kind of plays that it's going to take to see if they can get back in this contest.
He's been contested an insane amount this game. Just the invasions coming out from this tiny CM. Just everybody always has such high man on the side of Tigers that they keep playing on the map. They don't have to back up at all. They just can keep making these moves consistently to try to pressure the Navi greedy lineup. And so far, it's working. 5K gold lead. They need to keep it up. Keep this deep vision down.
Certainly seems that, as we expected, Tigers, they knew exactly how Navi was going to end this draft. They sort of let the Alchemist through because they had this way of approaching and punishing the Alchemist pick.
Got bounty runes in about 10 seconds. Tigers want to ideally try to claim as many of those as possible versus an Alchemist, but look at NAVI. They're emphasizing so much on trying to claim it. Moon, he's just walking in. He is. Tigers here too.
They are coming in with the wraparound. The quick burst means the Seneco's not going to get the chance to get the ult off. They've got the root down onto the two of them as well as the freezing field. Magical falls. Blizzy gets hit by a tree. As Tigers just reading every single movement and intention from NAVI this game.
Flawless move so far. I mean, it's 5-11. They've gotten a lot of like Navi having to commit some big ultis to get these kills, but Tigers, they're emphasizing so much on this pressure. The arrow, crystallize.
He has to get out of it.
He's getting chased though.
There he is. He's already used the first time. Well, he's going to have it back up in a couple of seconds, but they have the control. So many stuns for this Void to worry about.
And they claimed themselves 3 of the 4 bounty runes in that last time. Magical did end up getting the one top. But again, just like last time, we see the way Tigers is prioritizing the game versus this greedy draft. Moon steps up a bit far, doesn't have mana for the rift out either.
He does have the wrap around the Malefice and the Sunray. They've got a good amount of damage ticking him down. The Overgrowth and Supernova being used as well, as they cannot risk Moon getting away.
It's a lot of gold they get for just that kill. 2 ultis used, Overgrowth as well as the Phoenix Egg. And the Phoenix, like we're mentioning, he's a lot of the damage coming in for the side of Navi for quite a long time. Magical.
They lead in, Avalanche, Light Strike, Crystallize jumps forward. He's got the Chrono if he can close the gap, but he can't do so. They're a little too speedy with the Faith Boost on Zephyr and the Fire Soul stacks. Felina's out of there. 1437 won't be quite as fortunate as he takes an acidic concoction to the face from Magical. Navi getting...
Encouragement from Kyle Kuzma, the second-year player from Utah, and originally from Flint, Michigan. All right, since the 41-10 Toronto lead, Lakers have outscored them 22-13. And as Stu mentioned, hopefully that's a catalyst, that last play.
Both teams come back with their starting lineups, so let's see. The only thing that can cool off players sometimes is the bench.
Lowry deep, knocked down. Lonzo, up it goes.
I said that only because Serge Ibaka's back on the floor, and he's been unstoppable.
McGee in the lane, and he scores. JaVale averaging 15 points a contest.
Well, with 5.5 to play in the half, the Lakers have cut the 31-point lead down to 20, so they still have a few to go to be close enough at intermission to really feel good about themselves.
Got 5.5 to go till intermission. JaVale at this end, the rim protector, best defensive rating on this Laker team. Plays just like that, but Ibaka gets it right back.
Yeah, he blocked it, but the knee
of
Siakam got him right in the stomach area. And you can see how he's down. They're going to have to take a 20. Or a timeout, I should say. No 20s anymore. And he's laying down on the other end. Great job, though. Boy, did he reject that dunk attempt.
And
that was a great play. But look at the knee. Right there, the right knee.
Yeah, players from both sides over there checking on JaVale.
Well, let's hope that he's okay. He's still on the floor. We'll have more when we come back.
How about this? He's fine. JaVale's up and ready to go.
He's still on the floor.
Yeah, here he is, throws it up, and he'll shoot free throws.
I don't know how fine he is. He's just gutting it out right now because he took a real severe knee right in the gut. That's like almost on the bottom part of the rib maybe, and that really put him in some real pain.
You don't want to come out. He's hanging in, and he'll shoot free throws. JaVale McGee, 5 games this year with at least 4 blocks. He only had 2 such games last season. There's the block leader's big margin for him. Career best start and just everything you'd want. Scoring, blocks, assists, steals, rebound average. A great beginning for him. And as LeBron said, he is the conversation about the early best defensive player. Not in the conversation, is it? Oh, Lowry, count it.
That's just a muscle play by Lowry.
Yeah, for the little guy, he's a strong man.
Yes, he is. Boy, he's obviously built low to the ground, and he absorbs the contact. That was some play. Takes it off the dribble, and 3-point opportunity.
Double-digit assists in 7 games in a row. That's a career high, but we show him his scoring right now. That was our Coors Light refreshing finish for tonight. 58 points to 36.
Well, considering they had 42 or so in the first quarter,
yeah, that
they cooled off a bit, haven't they?
That juggernaut slowed down. Lowry knocks it through.
Every time the Lakers try to get it down into the under 20 mark, they have the answer back to 23.
Lowry, scoring-wise, averaging just a little under 18. LeBron held. Anunoby. They are out of fouls, so LeBron immediately goes to the free throw line. OG Anunoby, youngest player on the team at 21 years of age. Right here is LeBron James, right now 33, looking at 34 soon.
Missed his first free throw of the evening thus far. He's now 3 out of 4.
79% on the year. And a very listless start for the Lakers. Put them in a deep hole. They're going to foul McGee. So good effort doing some work, JaVale.
And that drives coaches nuts. When you have inside position on the free throw line and you get the foul called against you by not doing the fundamentals of stepping out and into the lane before you go to get the rebound. And JaVale knocks down the first of 2.
You know, he made a statement last night. Even though Lillard had 30 points, so did McCollum. 6 blocks, 3 of them were on Dame Lillard last night.
He doesn't pick on any one individual. You
come into his office, though.
You come into his office, he'll be there to greet you generally.
Now, Toronto 5 for their last 17 until right there.
Very nice change of direction by Siakam.
He showed a couple of good spin moves tonight, big man moves. And I know that pleases you when you see a big guy do something nice.
Another turnover for the Lakers. That puts the Raptors in transition.
Nice turnover and a throwdown by Ibaka with no resistance in the middle. Ibaka checking in now with 22 points and 6 boards. make it 24 points on a 10 for 10 night. LeBron for 3. Going to be a team rebound with 4:04 remaining in the second quarter. Siakam from Cameroon.
Look at this.
There he is again. So he's going to be fouled on his way. Ingram and LeBron both exasperated at that call. Brandon's going to pick up the personal foul. Josh Tiven, Eric Dalen, Brett Barnaky are 3 officials tonight.
Called the blocking foul on Brandon Ingram. A little bit of a leg contact there, but it just looked like he was falling before that contact, maybe out of control a bit.
Yeah, a little OC. He also reached in with that left, maybe that left arm. That's maybe why they called it. But again, out of control, got bailed out. Ibaka in the lane, spinning, turning, shooting, and what else but scoring. Hasn't missed a shot.
Well, if they had switched off, it was Rondo trying to guard him in the paint that time.
11 for 11. LeBron dips in, comes out, tap on the D once, twice. Taken by Danny Green. Down the middle, Ibaka, good assist. And an emphatic dunk by Siakam. Here goes their starting lineup again on a run.
And Ibaka actually passed up a dunk.
Boy, no, oh, look at McGee. He was waltzing down the lane. That's going to be out of bounds.
He's hurt again, it seems like.
Boy, what a rough night it's been for JaVale.
Yeah, he's up real quick, though. We're having that left back area now.
How about Mo Wagner? Quick off the bench to help out. Good for the Rook. Boy, if they look this good without Leonard, yikes. You're talking about a top 6 player or so. Again! Siakam!
Lakers just defensively are just not on the same page. That time, no communication, and he just waltzed down the middle in the half-court set for an uncontested dunk.
Yeah, they've made 7 straight field goals. And look at the lead. It's back to 69-38. Finally, Ingram scores himself down the middle with no resistance. Lowry spinning. They're just having too much fun right now at the expense of the Lakers. 2.5 to play here in the half. No other way to put it.
Every time the Lakers switch on that play, they go back inside.
That's good poke from behind by Josh Hart. Kuzma's going to take it hard to the hole. Goaltend. Ibaka.
Good job by Josh Hart that time because they had switched, and that left him on Ibaka as we get another look at the Siakam play as he just weaves his way through defenders or defensive players for the easy dunk.
Veteran roster, this Toronto team, they have this one rookie on the roster, Jordan Lloyd. Back and forth. Boy, Lowry thought he was going to get the whistle. Ibaka had position, but
the only reason
by
he
Hart.
shot that shot.
Rondo, look at that change of pace. Hart for 3. He'll shoot 3 at the free throw line.
Well, they need 3 from the free throw line. And there's only 1:49 left. They had a little bit of a spurt, but when the Raptors reinserted that starting lineup again, they picked up right where they left off.
Josh got things going again a little bit last night. Had his first double-digit game in 4 contests.
Well, he's looking to scratch here for the first time.
And he does with the pinball machine. Yeah, previous games, over the previous 3, he had shot just 29%. Getting out of that funk a little bit. These teams will meet just one more time, and we'll have to wait till March to go to Canada to see him. It'll be March 14th.
Ibaka goes out, picked up his second foul, so they want him fresh with 4 fouls to use in the second half. Still hasn't missed a shot from the field, Serge Ibaka. He's at 11 for 11.
Serge at 29 years of age. 10th year. The late first-round pick of the Seattle Supersonics. Believe it or not. So 13-2 run when their starters came back in, as Stu pointed out. It's followed by a 7-0 Laker run. Oh, but they can't get control of it. Then Green gonna shot, put it up and short. Taken by Kuzma, chance for the break. Here they come. Kuzma, whoa! Throws it away.
It looked like it was tipped.
Might have been.
Yeah, it looked like it was tipped from behind by Danny Green.
Be be Laker ball.
Kuzma trying to push it, and you can see how Danny Green reached from behind and tapped the ball out of the hands of Kuzma.
The streaking Ingram on the right wing.
That was a good strip on the other end by LeBron.
LeBron been quiet in this first half.
All of the Lakers have been quiet.
Yeah, that's true. But not meaning to single out, but we've seen so many great things from him already. You can see if he goes one-on-one.
Well, he is.
He's poised. Here he goes into the lane. Throw it up and in.
That's just muscle there. That's just too much muscle.
9 for LeBron. And even saying what I said, he leads the Lakers in scoring in the first half. Nobody in double digits. And that time, a spin by OG Anunoby. Born in London, but grew up in Missouri. Kuzma back to the basket. Under a minute to play. Kuzma dumps it under to Rondo. Good control of it. Hart trying to get away from Powell. Couldn't. Only 3 to shoot. Rajon, he knows it. He's going to go to the hole. Going to hit the bottom of the rim.
Yeah, didn't get that one up high enough on the glass.
Lowry with quickness. Lowry all the way. Lowry misses. LeBron outlet. Here come the Lakers 2-on-1. Rajon Rondo to Kyle Kuzma. He's got it.
Well, the Raptors will try to work for the last shot here, up by 22.
Well, regardless of the outcome, a very comfortable margin.
Yeah.
We had 3 very quick lead changes at the beginning. Lakers led by 2 a couple of times, obviously, but 31 was the biggest lead. Siakam kicking with 3, with 2. Lowry in trouble to end the half. And it ends on an 11-2.
Lost Blizzy.
They know there's no ultis available.
Good shot, considering he was.
Now it's a choice, Tigers. Do you go for the rush? Do you go for the high ground?
I think at the least they can go for the bounty rings. We'll see Seneko is already heading out. He doesn't want them to get all 4 bounty rings, but he's not going to get there in time. In Your Dream's already on it.
They're so quick about it. Bulldog is very happy inside of the green room right
It's a 17k gold lead for Tigers.
Yep.
At 30 minutes in against an Alchemist lineup.
Yeah, and they're just keeping this pressure on. They're always there with multiple heroes. So much disable coming in, and now they're looking for the Rosh.
They don't have anything to contest this with Navi.
There's no way they can try to fight this. It would be
They've got to let it go. They've got to let it go.
Yeah, 35, 55, 104. They've got overgrowth, but yeah, that one's not going to provide too much. As we said, the damage is limited for them to catch.
And In Your Dream doesn't find the connection onto Seneko. Zephyr still trying to chase. With the dive, Seneko will be far enough away to get back to the high ground. As Tigers taking the Roshan for free.
Oh, look at this. Look at this Underlord's HP regen. Look at that. 73.5. They got the level 20 talent now.
Do we have anyone that can get a Spirit Vessel on Navi's line?
They have one on Tree.
They do have one.
But he has Greaves, so he can dispel it. He's usually using the Dispel for the overgrowth, but
not if he's in the Chrono, though.
Not if he's in the Chrono,
They can
indeed.
get him in these sort of big ultimates. There is a chance that he dies. I mean, still without that.
He's still so tanky.
He really is. It's so hard to kill Moon.
And do they have now the Aghanims on the Lina? He's got this level 20 Spell Amp talent too, so the damage that comes through from Lina, if he does, he has it back at base. It is over 1,000 pure damage, around like 1,100-ish pure damage that can be coming through from that Lina. We do see Magical has picked up the BKB, so he's a little bit safer.
Got everything up in terms of ultimates, apart from that black hole. Just 40 seconds until we'll see Blizzy up with that one as well.
Yeah, Tigers, with this Aegis, they're backing out. They're making sure that they can just farm, push out these lanes. See, 14370, he's running around with the Tome. Okay, he uses it on himself. Thought he might be saving it for someone. But they've got some GPM talents too, as we see the Crystal Maidens starting to kick in above the 2 supports. I mean, look at the farm right now on Tigers. They've got 4 of the 5 top net worth, just like the last game. And this Crystal Maiden almost has the same net worth as Crystal Eyes.
As this whole map and this whole game being controlled by Tigers.
Yeah, they just keep farming. They're doing the suffocation again now onto Navi. They can't get out to be able to get any farm. Magical, even afraid to step out. And Magical's the only one who's really farming at all now. You see now bottom. They look like they're trying to force out the lanes a little bit here just to make sure the Tigers can set up all around. Tigers, they just continue to grow that lead since they have all the space in the world to farm.
got to get back. Now, I imagine Chris Light does have a TP. He does. He's going to head back to the hold. It's the arrow market. It connected. Blizzy's going to go off, but the Laguna when he comes out with the acronyms is more than enough damage to just finish the course straight up. Argit, committing with BKB, jumps in. The back hole is there. It's holding on to the right, but it can't stop the back hole. It's gone. Let's jump in. The kill on the third. We get buyback for Crystal Light. Buyback from Blizzy. But he's got no black hole. There's no true. There is straight away again Zephyr with the two-man avalanche to toss the control. Blizzy tries to turn, they jump in. Chris got the chrono. Do they have the damage? The Radiance burn, the Supernova NAVI. They've got the Underlord, they've got the ZM. They're looking for more, they got that Aegis. Can they kill Argit a second time? Argit trying to fight back, beating into Suneko. Suneko keeps his distance, but the right clicks are enough. Argit takes down the Phoenix, and Laguna away from the green burst down. Crystallize, magical control. Tigers, they get the four of them.
There's a buyback on the Alpha, but everybody else is dead. The siege by Tigers. That Laguna Blade, I think that Laguna Blade almost crystallized from full health.
Tigers, they can go for so much more here.
Look at the spells that casted. 2 Laguna Blades in the fight, 5 Light Strike arrays, 7 Dragon Slaves.
That agony is making all the difference.
Just such an, it's just too much of a gold lead. Tigers, we had a beautiful setup by NAVI. They catch pretty much the perfect fight for themselves, but Tigers, they're just too strong.
As NAVI, they're going to try with just the two of them. They move in, they've got the root, the self fuels will buy time for the time to be set up. Magical gets the concoction up, BKB out as well, beats down the tiny buyback straight away.
Overgrowth on 3.
Allows Magical to keep the distance back off. 10 seconds until Blizzy's back in the game. They're doing their best in NAVI as the two of them to make sure they don't lose a second set of racks. But the burst Laguna again gets the kill. The Radiance from the illusion though is ticking in your dream down. He's trying to run away. He can't. He dies to the Radiance burn. But back in the base, Argit jumps in with the BKB. Magical gets bursted. Blizzy tries to come in as the BKB from Argit allows him to come in for more. He's taking a lot of damage from the tier 4 tower. Oh, it's Argit. He may just die now. The moonlight.
Oh my god, he almost died.
Save him from that last hit from the tier 4 tower. He gets back out.
He was walking along the midnight pulse as well, but he takes the path to the left, ends up surviving. But there's no Alchemist for 100. Phoenix and Enigma are way too weak to be able to contest Tigers when they have their whole lineup.
45 seconds until a black hole. Chronosphere as well, still down.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
As they will lose a second set of racks. Zephyr starting to poke and prod at NAVI outside of the fountain.
There's no Alchemist for 80. The team fight, like sure when they have their ultis they can be strong, but the Alchemist is everything for them. Tigers, they're looking to close it.
5 seconds until the Chronosphere from Crystallize. This tier 3 tower is falling. They get the Yule set up. They're trying to commit in. The Supernova comes out. He needs a perfect chrono. Can he actually get to the linear time? The Supernova is still going for now. Moon, he's trying to finish it off, but he can't. The Supernova successful. Moon's still very tight. His Spirit Vessel is down upon him. Crystallize gets planted though. No chance for a chrono. Zephyr's on top of him with the Toss Avalanche combo. They are without the Void Chew. He's been dusted. Blizzy walking in. He's got the black hole. They don't have the control though. The Yules comes out. The black hole cancel Tigers. They found 3. The light strikes down onto Blizzy. Yules as well onto the GG is called. And Tigers have done it. They are going to the major.
Look at Moon. He's so happy. Theban gets up instantly. 1-4.
One showing.
That was fantastic.
I mean, and a team. Game 2, game 3. These guys, they were able to come back in game 4 and game 5. They had an answer for a winning draft that we've seen from NAVI earlier in this tournament. They were prepared. They had the answers. They played perfectly at invading NAVI's jungle, making sure the Magical did not get that start to the game that he hoped for.
And Tiny wins all 5 games in this grand final.
Yeah, definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for the Sandow Trio Russian Bar.
8 games of hoops on a Saturday. We got your top 10 right here on NBA.com at number 10 off the jump ball. Watch Trae Young fling this thing ahead to Kevin Huerter, who gets the jam. A pair of rookies kick off the countdown with the touchdown pass with class. That's in at number 10. On to number 9, where it's James Harden tossing it up to Gerald Green, who's been jumping up longer than Apple stock as he makes the rim rock. Great little dish from Harden. And yeah, Gerald Green can still fly. Back to Atlanta for number 8, where Trae Young is showing off the moves. A little ground hang there. More shake than a coin-operated bed.